Hey yo, what's good? Can you hear me pimping? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can the people hear me? What's up? Are we back?
I think we back. You know what I'm saying? I podcast Puffy is in attendance.
We
I'm
back on
here.
Zoom once again because you know you niggas like to go take your girlfriends to dangerous cities for their birthdays and whatnot.
We're talking about George.
Of course.
So if
Only
you
time you
if
see
you're
us
if
on
you're mad at
Zoom,
anybody, be mad at George. Don't be mad at us.
only time you see us on Zoom is either George's fault or I'm out the country or the state. or
But right now
either.
it's George's fault. But we are back. Episode 152, Non-Millennial Millennials Podcast, House of Spades Media. We in this bitch. Episode 152. I am your host, once again, Podcast Puffy, aka Jose Ortega, the pod god himself. Praise him.
In the
God damn
flesh.
it. And I'm here with my co-host and shit, straight from the slums of Valhalla and shit, where they got a heroin addict dealing crack to a motherfucking meth addict and shit. And this shit is sick.
Nasty.
And this nigga making moves off that shit. But we out here.
Nino around this bitch.
Busy 93rd, aka Busy 93. And we are back. And yeah, we on Zoom. So sorry
I
about
just
that.
thought of another topic. Let me slide that in there right quick. Because I'm Busy 93rd, and if you know, you know, because you've been watching this podcast for a long time. How do you feel about Raspy coming out saying, do y'all want a new B2K album? And Shadrick Mossington's response being, nigga, no. And then every other woman that grew up with B2K being like, nah, but if Omarion co-signing, we good. Like, how did that happen? Because they was just wasn't the bitches just excited to see these niggas like a year ago?
Yeah,
before the pandemic 2 years ago.
Look, fam. Speaking on such shit, my wife just sent me because she knows how much I get a kick out of the
Wow slander.
No, the fucking the bills at the fucking the Tom Joyner family reunion, because it's all because every year it's like it's like a reunion of all the niggas from the era of music in which we just completely want to forget. Right. Every single year. So this year, yeah. So yesterday morning, as I was taking a shit, my wife sent me the bill for it. And what was it? It was the Crunk Fest. They had not Little John, but the East Side Boys. Yep. Yin Yang Twins. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull up this whole bill because my wife sent it to me and I took a picture of it. And it was fucking hilarious because I was like, who would want to see such fuckery? And she was like, you want to see that shit? I'm like, no. Like, it's fucking absurd. It's the worst shit.
I didn't want to see the Yin Yang Twins when they was popping.
Okay. All right. So here we go.
Not live, at least. So not like for a show.
The main headliners, the main people is Brandy, Shantae Moore, The Bonfire, Tony Terry, Mace featuring Frankie Beverly. Those are the headliners. Mace.
Like Mace.
Maybe. This is Maze. My bad. Maze. My bad.
Not Maze, not M.A. dollar sign?
No, Maze. Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
But where we really get down is the Kings of Crunk right now. This is where we get down. We got Bone Crusher! East Side Boys, no Lil Jon.
Another one of my unknown nicknames and AKAs.
The Young Bloods.
Hey, Trillville. Presidential shit. George Bush, bitch. Yeah, okay.
Trillville. Yin Yang Twins.
Okay, what?
Here's gonna hit you one. Shot Boys.
Party like a rock. I know all these.
I can't believe. We know all these songs. From these niggas, but we know all the shits. We know all the shits. But all I'm saying is, you want to hear them shits in 2021? I don't think so.
Not at all.
I think them shits.
If I do, there's a streaming service I can go to. I don't have to see it live.
Yeah, and I'm still not done. There's 3 more. Them Franchise Boys.
I always had a special place in my heart for them Franchise Boys.
You like terrible music. DJ
One hit wonder, but great one hit.
And last but not least, D4L.
Legendary. Never got enough credit. Kind of like them Franchise Boys. Them franchise out of that list, them franchise boys, Trillville,
And
and
Youngbloods.
nah, the Youngbloods had like 2 songs.
So the Yin Yang Twins.
Nigga, what? The Yang Yang Twins had Lil Jon first. Like you
Without
got introduced to
John
him.
Johns.
Okay, they had like 5 records on 2 different albums, 3 different albums. Stop it. Salt Shaker, Salt Shaker, fucking Whisper in your ear, motherfucking what was the other shit?
You can't even name the other,
other shit. No, it sound like Salt Shaker. It sound like Salt Shaker. What's the other one? They was on Miss New Booty too with Bubba Sparks. That's another one.
Feature, nigga.
Okay, that's not a feature. Salt Shaker. I gotta look up the Yang Yang Twins. I gotta look at the Yang Yang Twins real quick. I gotta excuse me for a second because I know they got more than just one. Stop it.
I said 2. Salt Shaker and the Whisper John. The Whisper song. That's the only 2 they really got. Nah, nigga. You giving them extra credit. And
it's somebody our age right now.
It was a great short era time period for the great short era time period that we enjoyed that such music and shit. Because right after that, music.
There we go. There. Oh, you about to get me fucked up. Salt Shaker. Wait. Bad. Whistle while you turn. Say I. Motherfucking bedroom boom. Shake. Dangerous. We ain't gonna talk about the features, but that's just single. That's just them 2. Stop it. That's like 7 songs. Shut up.
You niggas gonna be up there for 10 minutes and they gonna get right the fuck off and performing 3 songs. And one of them, one of those 3, nigga, is going to be the Lil Jon. They feature with Lil Jon. Guaranteed.
No. If they get 3 songs, if they get 3 songs, it's Whisper, Salt Shaker, and Bad. For real.
I don't even think they would do Bad.
Maybe say I, say whatever it is. Say I. Y'all know.
You don't even know the words of the goddamn song, nigga. Shut up.
Whoever knew the words to their song except for the one where they was whispering about pussy? Whoever knew all the words? Nobody.
That's the only important song.
Right.
If we're gonna be completely honest, like shit, what do you want?
That's the best song in the catalog, flat out. Just like David Banner, play best song in the catalog. And that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot.
David Banner be going over. David Banner be going over niggas' heads though, because David Banner be smarter than most of these.
That's what I'm saying. David Banner can really rap, but if you're talking about the most digestible song you have, what is it? Pimp Like Me and Play. Stop it. If you're talking about David Banner, Pimp Like Me was my original shit.
And your pimp game is terrible these days. See them posts.
These days, oh my God, it's terrible.
Oh my God.
Horrible.
You making Rock Marciano just like shit himself in his sleep. Like he's like, oh my God.
Yeah, we might as well just get it out the way. For those of you that watch the show and been following nigga Instagram, you know, we did a little promo this week. You know, that was nice. Shout out to every 600 and 700 one of y'all that watched it. But
shame on you hoes. Not the listeners, but you hoes.
Everybody that checked my story, if you listen to the show, you know.
And fraud ass niggas.
Been going through some shit with my home life, I guess. Not really my home life. She don't live here, but you know, my girl. And I guess that's part of the problem is the fact that she don't live here. But
no, that's actually part of the solution. You just don't see it yet.
Well, I don't know, man. You know, if you saw that, just know that was a bat signal for someone else, and had nothing to do with my you know. You know what we do.
What were you drinking last night?
We do. I wasn't drinking that. I was sober as shit. I've been sober the last. Tonight is the first night I've drank in like 3 days because last time I drank, I snapped on this motherfucker, and I'm not trying to do that. And that's why I say, like, if you've seen my Instagram story, then you know I've been projecting a lot of feelings, let's say, and those feelings have been for a certain person, and if she reads them or not, I don't know if she reads them, but you know, it's a bad signal for one person. And then when she gets the message, if she gets the message, then we talk about it afterwards. But it's not like I was trying to. That wasn't promotion for the Misunderstood single. I can get how you might think it easily might be. It's not. It's not promotion. It's not a story I'm telling. It's just real shit. I just happened to put out a song called Misunderstood. about a girl that misunderstands you and then be, you know, you know.
Once again, nigga, where your
Fuck you.
motherfucking
Fuck
album
you.
at,
Fuck you.
nigga?
Fuck you.
You
Fuck
letting
you.
Kid Cudi and the Slime Lord motherfucking get over on all this emotional music over your ass. And this is prime. Nigga, you had all the time in the world to release emotional music through a pandemic. The world and white women needed that. And you just left them hanging and just starved.
Well, that's probably because the one white woman I was focused on didn't think I was really focused on her. So
she ain't starved. We know that.
Well, yeah,
but
all I know is this. At the end of the day, and this goes for everybody out there listening to this. If you find yourself in this situation, just know this. Winners find a way to win, losers find a way to lose. You stick with what the fuck you want to stick with. That's it. That's another bat signal, and that's just real shit. Because I know somebody might look at this.
And I'm gonna take the ball that you left in the air and double leg oop this bitch and yam it, and also give a gem by saying, any bud that you get that has seeds in it isn't good bud. Moving on. What else we got? Matter of fact,
lightly seeded is a thing, but you got to know how to work with what you got.
Nigga,
you got to know how to work with what you got.
Weed is not a fucking watermelon, nigga.
If I was weed, I would be lightly seeded. I got issues. I got problems. You might break me down and then be like, oh, shit, I didn't know that was in there. But that's the same for a lot of y'all. Maybe not my co-host, but a lot of y'all, that's the same. I ain't the only one.
I've realized 1000%, because I've scoured the earth for Granddaddy Perk, which I actually got a half ounce of yesterday.
Can we talk about my Weed Maps achievement? I'm in the top 5% of motherfucking 10 million people that use Weed Maps, my nigga. That's how much weed I smoke, nigga.
You know what? I was mad as hell when I seen.
They ain't even counting the nigga I get it off that ain't on
that. I was slightly hating on that, and I would say this, and the only reason I was hating was because I'm like, you know what? If Dutchy handed out a fucking achievement, I'd probably be right up there with him. But they don't. Because it was one of those things.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I went online. I was like, does Dutchy got an achievement? Because I'm just like, I know I'm up there, nigga. I know I'm up there. I know it.
You've been on Weed Maps though in the last year, haven't you?
See,
because they have a year in review for you. They'll let you know.
Yeah, but when I get hit to the dispensary that I'm starting to go to, or that I get from Weed Maps and shit, you can order from those dispensaries just straight up through it and use Dutchy. Dutchy is like the payment system and shit just for dispensaries. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Weed Maps don't have a payment system. You just schedule the order, and then when you pull up, that's when you pay for it.
But that's what I'm saying.
Or when
with Dutchy, with Dutchy and shit, nigga, you act like I'm going straight through the fucking through the dispensary and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Dutchy is just like
payment system.
Yeah, that's
like paying with Dogecoin. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, but it's like that's what I'm saying. It's like as much money I spent on the last year through Dutchy and shit, just through dispensaries, nigga. I should be up there too. I'm like, damn, nigga. But shout out to you, goddamn it. Them weed achievements, goddamn it. 420.
They don't have that. They don't have that in the city yet. They don't have that in Detroit yet. Well, at least not the dispensary I frequent. They don't have it where you can order it on, let's say, Weed Maps and then pay for it there. You got to show up with either cash or, go in. It's cash. You can't even pay with credit. You just got to show up with cash.
Yeah, but no, like I'm not paying through Dutchy because it's always a cash payment. But when the order is taken and shit, it's taken through Dutchy.
Well, that's what Weed Maps is. All Weed Maps is. They just schedule the order. They're the middleman between you and the dispensary.
Yeah, but Dutchy does that too. That's what I'm saying. It's like Dutchy does that exact same thing.
But they don't tell you when you're in the top 5% of their users, though.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was hating slightly. That's what I'm saying. I was hating. So I was,
they said, nigga, the top. I didn't even know I had bought that much gelato. Gelato's not even my favorite strain, but they was like, nigga, you love gelato. I'm like, nigga, okay, great. I didn't know.
This is not a motherfucking an ad by no means. But this grim bastard shit right here.
So that shit right there, cuz.
This shit right here, son. Look. I always think white people lying to me. I'm gonna keep this a bean. So when I go into a dispensary
these days,
Oh no, this was always. So it like, yeah, bro. Like, dog, if you white, you lying to me. Up for it. Like, if I like,
I mean,
I'm
the further
sorry.
you go back in time, the less reason I have to trust you.
Yeah, and it's sorry, white listeners, but if you listening to this podcast and you really aware and you love this podcast, you understand y'all created slavery. So you understand, you dig? So
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. I think we got a lot of white listeners that would say, "Hey, my people were enslaved too, and we're white." And I would say to them, "That's great, but this is not the slavery runoff. Like, this is not the slavery competition. Who was more enslaved? All I'm saying
no,
is,
but
look,
this would
people
also
were
be that would also
enslaved.
be the moment where I tell my wife, like, yo, pass me the
Let's
history
leave.
book. We're gonna have to do a sermon.
Let's
Like,
leave it at this.
Come here.
Let's just leave it at this.
But
people were enslaved that have lived on this earth, and some can understand more than others. Let's just say that.
That's all I need to be said. But anyway, so my man was telling me about the Grim Bastard shit. He was like, yeah, it was on Jimmy Kimmel, and like we were so proud, and like that it's like some of the, like, we was on some of the only dispensaries that actually have it, and you know what I'm saying, it was so boosted up, and it's like one of the best, like the top percentile in, like, in the country, like as far as requests and all this shit. And I'm like, all right, bro, I came in here for the granddaddy perk because I haven't smoked this shit in 10 years, but I saw
now
the price
here.
Right. I'm like, look, man. Because I pretty much was telling them, I'm like, look, I ain't doing shit for the next 3 days because I hurt myself at work. So I'm smoking weed and just chilling. So I'm gonna be the judge of this. You know what I'm saying? Because the Conway album dropping, I'm gonna be in the vibe.
Check that bitch out. I know that bitch hard. Just by the name, I know it's hard.
Machina, nigga.
You just by the name, I know it's hard.
You don't know. You know it's hard. Nigga, you ain't ready for that, nigga.
I already know it's crazy.
You ain't even listened to the
crazy.
Man,
I listened to the shit he did with Alchemist. That was the last Conway project I listened to.
See, you missed 2 Conway projects. Matter of fact,
probably
you missed 3. You kind of deluxe the version of from King to a God, nigga. So I
heard from King to a God. I did hear part. I heard part of it. I heard part.
You not even with
whatever was on title. I don't know if it was deluxe or not, but I heard part of that because it was one of them things where I was just going through Conway songs, looking to see like what song title sounded more interesting, and then I just hit the most interesting sounding song title.
Yeah.
That's how I listen to music sometimes. For those
nigga, that's the GOAT, grimiest of all time. Anyway, besides the point, I told my mans, I'm like, look, I'm just being a vibe. I'm gonna be smoking. I'll be the judge. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I got dispensary weed, nigga. It's not like this Michigan, bro. It's like how weed
rapper weed.
Yeah, it's like how good can we get? Like, come on,
can we time out real quick? I bought some rapper weed.
Fire, nigga.
I bought. Lil Wayne is a part of a brand called Gakua, Goku A or some shit like that. It's GKUA.
Is that a weird new way to spell coon?
Maybe. Maybe. But you know what? The weed was 32% THC according to the dispensary. And
was it fire?
It was $60 an eighth, and I only paid. I
smoked it with you. It was okay.
You didn't smoke a blunt of just that though. The blunt you smoked was mixed with that and your weed. I smoked the blunt of it by myself, and I said, "Okay, cool." But this is a big but, huge, bigger than Meg Thee Stallions. Listen, I bought some Griselda Blanco. A week later, word to Griselda, both ways, RIP and shout out. Bought that just as according to the dispensary, 4% less strong, but when you smoke it, just as strong. That's a whole nother conversation to be had. But Lil Wayne has you paying for. I'm not saying Lil Wayne because Lil Wayne don't have you paying for it. Lil Wayne is a part of the company. He's just somebody, getting
about
paid.
Cone weed. The Cone weed versus the
brand. What I'm saying is the brand has you paying. Like where you go to the dispensary and you get a eighth with some strong and you get it in a little tube or you get it in a little prepackaged baggie, that's one thing. This is prepackaged, but it's in a nice little box with nice little hollow shit and Lil Wayne on the front of it. And you open it, it's a nice little twist tap of glass. I feel like
I seen the
$25 of the weed I'm buying is packaging.
like
Whereas with other strains in that same dispensary and other dispensaries, you can just pay shit, even $100 for an eighth in just a plastic tube.
nigga. Look, fam.
So
I
I'm
thought
am I
this.
paying for am I paying because I like Lil Wayne, or am I paying because the weed is good, or am I paying because of, you know what I'm saying? As a nigga, just as in my head, that's how I go through it.
The granddaddy perp that I bought like this, and it comes in like this is like the dispensary's jar that I got it from. Like
They
it's
give it to
all
you in
like
that?
yes,
I've never seen one of those before.
right, nigga. First off, when they handed me the
I
bag,
wouldn't even know how to open that.
I had to figure it out. You had to squeeze this bitch, like nigga. First, like nigga, when they handed it to me, it was so off the. Because first off, when you walk into that bitch, it looks like the nicest Starbucks you've ever been into.
That's
when you
what
walk in,
we're going for.
you know, when you walk in and shit. I'm not dropping a name because they're not paying me yet. But you
Shout out
walk
to
into
what I go to.
yeah. When you walk up in that bitch, nigga, it looks like the nicest Starbucks ever. First off, when I pulled up in the motherfucker, first thing I noticed off the rip was there was no blacked out windows in the whole bitch.
All right.
None. So I'm like, what the fuck? This is abnormal.
You can see outside?
Yeah. So I walked in. I was like, wait. I set up for delivery, but I'm like, they ain't giving me a fucking a confirmation to say whether it was ready or not. So I'm like, you know what? I could see if I'm walk in.
Fuck it.
Just see what's up. Walk in and shit. Motherfucking like chick come through. Was like, yo, what's your name? What's your order? And shit. I tell her, like, oh yeah, you in our system, it's not even ready yet. But don't worry about it. He wrapping you up right now. And I was like, oh, word? So she brings me to the back. Look, mind you, nigga, there's two cops, nigga, that don't think for a second if you're a wise ass nigga like myself, that these niggas not cops. These niggas are sitting there chilling in hoodies and motherfucking masks, not moving at all, but looking at everything that's coming through the fucking door. So I'm like, all right, these niggas either police or they security. One way or another.
I'm moving light.
No, nigga, I was thinking to myself, like, you know what? Kind of good that I left my gun in the car. Because one other thing was there was no motherfucking metal detector that I walked through when I went to the bathroom.
So wait, if you had to walk in with your gun,
nigga,
would they have even patted you down to find it?
No. I could have stuck the whole bitch up by myself.
I ain't never walked into a dispensary
by myself. Matter of fact, it could have been so easy. It could have been as easy as like, yo, I'm robbing y'all for the weed.
Actually, I take that back.
For the weed, for the cash, shooting both your bodyguards. And matter of fact, I'm gonna make this easier. Instead of going through the door you gotta be buzzed in and out of, I can just legit shoot myself out of this glass window right here and walk out. Like, it's that easy. And where it is, I'm like I said, there's not like an ad or anything like that. Please don't rob this dispensary. I love it. Like,
you for sure just gave niggas the tools to rob that dispensary.
I ain't gave
everything.
No, I didn't tell no.
Or at least the basics. Yeah, you gave them the basics.
Yeah, still don't rob anything. I love the place. But yeah, it's a really like, but when you go into the back, nigga, there's a foosball table in the motherfucker. Like the shit. When you go into the dispensary lounge, like where the bud is and shit, it looks like a fucking Apple store in the back. Like I was like, yo, because in my head, I'm like, yo, they got to be taxing like a motherfucker. Because I just bought 3 different strains of weed for $230 and it added up to over an ounce. Like, so, and I'm like, I'm buying this from a dispensary where they do tax. This is
dispensaries have deals every day, dog.
This is every day.
I only go to the dispensaries for the deal.
I'm a rec user and shit because I don't have a car because I carry guns and shit. So it's like, yeah, I was like,
nothing today, nigga. You can get your card and you got, but yeah, you can't.
We need another black president.
They changed that.
Okay, I will. Well, we need a black or a Latin president for me to really feel that way about
it. Speaking of which, that's seriously funny you said that.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
We
need another Obama.
I'm just gonna ramble this off real quick because I just happened to look up and it's a headline on CNN. It says President Biden says U.S. gun violence, quote unquote, a national embarrassment. I mean, not really.
No. I suck my dick because you know what? I'm about to say this right now. What Joseph Biden just said right now is exactly what the fuck I said on this podcast probably 3 years ago. It's an embarrassment because it's like other countries is looking at us like, nigga, y'all are bucking.
Other countries know how to control their guns better than we do. So
that's what I'm saying. That is when like their gun laws
not really on Biden.
You know?
That's like on like the last 5 presidents. Like, it's not just on Biden.
It's a cultural thing. It's a cultural thing because it's written
so
within
the like the last 5.
It's written pretty much within the kind. This is what I will give white people, while the radical white Americans, the credit of being right in. When they wrote the Second Amendment, it was to really fight against the motherfucking government and create the government acted buck. But that was because the way the country was pretty much brought up was Britain was acting buck to the American white folk, the colonists, and them niggas wanted to act buck and fight against them. So it kind of was like this interaction of, it was like this counteraction of like, all right, just in case y'all niggas act crazy, we need these gun laws and shit. And it really never changed for real. And now, you know what I'm saying? And it's been in this position to where it's like, nigga, you got motherfuckers walking around with ARs and like, and pistols and shit. And I'm like, everywhere. And it's like, all right, look, fam. I feel like, all right, cool.
Everybody is scared of it.
But here's the thing. In certain countries and shit, it ain't saying you can't have a gun. It's just saying you can't have certain types of guns. But the fact that when certain people like us in American
they say culture, that here, but they still argue
but
about
we've already
types.
been spoiled to the shit though. You can't just like, this is the thing. You can't introduce the fact that to most people, like, yo, you can legally buy an Uzi if you can actually buy this Uzi and clear a background check 1 day, 1 year. And then 2 years later, you go through a vote, and then motherfuckers want to be like, nah, son, you can't have this Uzi. You can't buy any more Uzis. You can't buy anything automatic, semi-automatic, or nothing like that. Then you get these.
That's gonna hurt. I would be mad too. I would be mad too.
You get these motherfuckers all up in arms. But in other countries and shit where it was like the law of the Second Amendment wasn't like this thing that was a cultural thing embedded between, you know what I'm saying, within the system. And the way of protecting the system and shit.
Because I was gonna ask you them
niggas legally can, like, you can have a gun in Great Britain, but guess what? You can't, like, guess what the gun looks like? It looks like a fucking hunting rifle. You can go and hunt. That's fine.
Yeah, you can't just walk around with no 9mm on you. Yeah.
Hell no, you can't have a fucking handgun. You can't have an AR. But if you tell motherfuckers now, like, yo, you can't have a fucking pistol and shit in the street. People go up in arms because it's like the criminal's gonna get pistols. Yeah, but that's because the market of crime and violence is big in America. So one way or another, pistols gonna have to be here.
UK. It's big in Australia. That's why I said Australia, for instance, because like I don't know if you know about that shit, but if you do, like Australia, I don't know if they've ever had a thing where you could own guns the way you wanted to, but I know that
at one point in time, I know for sure.
So perfect. Because I wasn't sure about that, because that leads me to what I'm saying. I know right now in Australia, if you're a regular citizen with any type of firearm, they look at you crazy. They have more butcher knife attacks and shit there than anything, and like, you know, the stabbings than anything, because niggas cannot have guns. So if there was a wait though, if you can have guns at one point, what was it that the government did, or that y'all did, or agreed to, that made it okay for y'all to give up your guns? But when the conversation comes up here, it's, no, we know what this is. There's fucking tyranny.
Sense, yo. It's sense. Because I've had this. We all know the government can have it out. We had the same conversation on this podcast before, and I've had this conversation with many of people, like, since we had the conversation. The Australian people giving up their guns to kind of, yeah, I think they was getting paid to like give up their guns too at one point.
Yeah, no,
but giving up their guns,
they got paid to give up their guns.
Yeah.
If you told that shit to a nigga in Texas, to a bunch of white boys in Texas, they'd be like, you know how much I paid for these bitches? Nigga, I ain't know.
Yeah.
No, that ain't happening.
It's self-awareness. Because it's really the ideal of what the fuck I said, just implemented. And really what I said was kinda. on this podcast, and I'll reiterate it, is
I thought you know what you just
I don't like, I'm a gun owner. I am a man's gun owner. I got shit in this bitch. Like, the only thing I ain't got is a jumbo jet, a motherfucking RPG, and hand grenades, yo. Like, I'm good for it all.
Everything you need.
I'm good for it all, nigga. But it's like, here's the thing. It's really to protect myself against the stupid motherfuckers that I know that already have them.
Everybody's argument. How does it help?
But here's the thing. But I am a person that believes wholeheartedly that mankind, at least in America, for sure, has proven itself unworthy to have such power. And the reason why I say that is because
we control the earth. I feel like that's a hard sell. We control.
Check me out. Check me out. Check me out. As an advanced civilization as America is, you feel me? You telling me we more advanced than most nations in Africa, most nations in the Middle East, some nations in Asia.
I mean, if every country could prosper,
what I'm saying is some
dynamic of power would be different.
Some countries in Great Britain, we definitely probably more likely way more far ahead of the curve than what we think Russia is. Maybe. We probably really are fucking hard.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why Russia tries to fucking take over.
But
because Russia sees it and goes, "Oh shit, we ain't think of that."
But with as much power, as we have as a civilization, and affluence as a civilization, the fact that we like our gun murder rates and gun rates and shit is fucking as high as it is preposterous. Like it's almost, and when I mean it's preposterous to the level of what I've been saying. It's almost like, nigga, y'all don't need that toy. Because if y'all got that toy, y'all niggas is really spazzing. If y'all only, and like, think about it. Think about it, real shit. I'm a person, me and you are people that will get down in a fight. We actually prefer to fight and shoot. You know what I mean?
I feel that day, yeah.
I'm a great shooter, but
it depends on how you feel that day. You gotta feel like fighting.
But yeah, still. But there's a joy. There's a personal joy that I get with taking the dub when I whoop the shit out of somebody. Like there's a personal joy in my soul that I feel in my joints and my body and soul. Word to Blood Gang, Alien Jesus. So it's like I'd rather beat your ass than actually shoot you. But more people have access to a gun and less access to that part of their brain where they were like, yo, I'm willing to let my pride down aside to actually take it. No, because you can take an L. Because motherfuckers will win. Nigga, it goes back to Friday.
Yeah, but that's why I say
motherfuckers are scared of taking an ass whooping. That's why they shooting each other. And it's more now than ever.
But that's why I say that's not a fair argument. Because as easily as accessible as guns are, your hands are even more accessible, nigga. They attach right to you. So if you ain't got the balls to do these with a nigga, I mean, anybody can do that.
Yeah, that's true.
That don't mean shit.
but what I'm saying is the degree of percentage of niggas that's willing to fight you and willing to
more niggas would rather shoot you than deal with the problem today.
Exactly.
For sure. Yeah.
And to me, I feel like if that's the culture that we live in, and look, there was a point in time when I was in my junior year.
None of this was even on the docket.
Look, nigga, we getting into this shit.
We just getting in it. Bitch.
We getting into this shit. Nigga. We recording the podcast. We ain't got George to interrupt us, so shut up, George. But listen. But it was junior year of high school. We watched the the Michael Moore documentary and shit.
Which one?
And shit, it was the. I think it was the one. It had to be the one he did after Fahrenheit 9/11, and I cannot remember the fucking name of it.
The healthcare one?
No, it was the one after that. Because that one was the one after. I can't remember the name of it.
Whatsoever. It was the one about Trump, wasn't it?
I can't remember. I'm not gonna look it up. But the point of it was there was a point in the documentary because they talk about Columbine and shit at one point.
That was the first one.
Was it?
That was his first documentary.
Okay, am I all right?
First one.
All right, but they talked about the gun violence and shit, and Columbine and shit like that. Just at that point in time, we were in high school when I saw this was junior when I seen this. So it might have been a couple years before, for sure, that this shit came to movies and theaters and shit like that.
Right.
But the murder rate was staggering, in my opinion, at the time, in comparison to our neighboring country, which was like Canada at that time. They had one gun charge, like gun violence murder charge, and like the entire motherfucking whole bitch. We talking about Montreal, Ontario,
the whole country,
nigga, the whole bitch. Like the whole bitch had one, nigga, and we had like something thousands.
I mean, we can get into the deep conversation about movies and the influence and everything as to why we fanaticize guns. We're not gonna do all of that, but nigga, we know that's part of it.
Yeah,
that's why that is a thing.
That's definitely a thing. But my shit was like, yo, that shit bugging. Years later, when we get to this point in time where shit just mad fucking crazy, it's like, all right, it's understandable, or it's plausible that those numbers that I saw in my junior year of high school, which was 2009, to where we at now, 12 years later, and it's like, yeah, them numbers got to be way higher. Especially when it was like Chicago was like on some Chirac shit, like super hard a couple of years ago for like 2 or 3 years in a row. But them niggas
on shit.
No, I'm saying it was really bad, like 2 or 3, like for like 2 or 3 years. Bad. Oh no, it's bad. I was just there a year ago. Like it's still bad, but it's like
George is there right now. It's still pretty bad.
It was ill. It was ill to the motherfucker.
George, watch out.
You know what I'm saying? It was
stay
ill.
downtown.
So I'm like, yo, the motherfucking them numbers is like probably staggering like a motherfucker today. So it's like, to me, that just tells me this: we improperly using our fucking responsibility to use guns. We're not using them for the right purpose, for the purpose that we set out to use them for. So it's like,
usually when you go buy a fucking AR or any type of gun and you just go shooting at random fucking people, you should probably recalibrate some rules.
I'm glad you said something like randomly shoot some fucking people. My man's at the FedEx John.
That just happened last night.
Legit. I
ain't seen that on TV yet, but I seen it on every other social media.
I was up when the alert fucking happened. Like
that's what I'm saying. I seen it all on my phone.
I was like,
seen it on TV yet.
Because when I seen the alert for this shit, I'm like, yo, so some nigga really just went postal. Like it was like nothing, no information has come out yet. And I'm like, no, he probably was a former employee. He was pissed off for whatever reason and legit went postal. Today, it comes to find out he was a former employee. He's a former employee. And for whatever reason, probably disgruntled, went in that bitch, shot a whole bunch of people, killed a bunch of people and shit, and killed himself. Story.
How many people did he kill?
I think 8.
How many people did he hurt?
A lot more.
You ain't even gotta look it up.
No, I say it's like he killed a couple people. Like he killed like under a dozen people, but he shot a bunch of motherfuckers.
Dog, so many black people have gotten killed in the last week, and footage of black people being done wrong has come out in the last week. That when that shit happened, I just kept scrolling the Dogecoin. Because Dogecoin, like that was breaking news, the FedEx shit. And then Dogecoin was trending #1 right after that. You know what I did? Just like a real nigga, and just like you probably should, if you want to ride this bitch to the moon, buy Dogecoin like I did. About 1,100 of them hoes, nigga. Don't be talking when we go to the moon and I'm out here.
I'm sorry, sir, but the inner me, when after this past week, I thought about
coin, bitch.
I thought about motherfucking grabbing my wife and kid and was like, look, we going to Chicago and we gonna bring the Black Panthers back with Fred Hampton Jr. and I'm gonna lead us to the promised land. Like 100%. That's how the fuck I felt. I was like, yo, we moving to the Chi. We moving to the Chi. And I'm gonna I gotta help Fred, bro. Like, I really feel like, yo, I want to get the fuck up and do some shit, bro.
Let's talk about it.
And not just tweet some shit. That's why I don't tweet and repost shit.
Like, I'll repost some shit. I'll repost some shit.
Really do some
shit. I'll
shit.
repost some shit if I think it's some real shit. But like, I'm not a Twitter I'm not a Twitter activist. I'm not a thumb thug. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that.
Nah, shit. Like I'm about doing some real action. What can and that's why I said
if I'm not in the street with it, if I'm not in the field with it, if we can't do something from a distance that's gonna make a difference, then I don't even need to be a part of it.
Matter of fact, I'm unaware, nigga. I'll be outward saying I'm unaware. Whoever the motherfucking Fred Hampton is of Detroit and shit, reach out to me. Real shit. Real reach out to me.
Let's do some shit. Hit up Jose. Hit up motherfucker. Hit up GFG, nigga. Hit up Elroy. Hit up some let's work.
Yeah. Let's do some shit in the community and shit. Like,
if that even exists, I don't even know if that exists.
I don't even know either. But it's for the people, nigga. Like on some real Fred Hampton shit. It's for the people, and goddamn it, I'm tired of seeing this shit happen.
So Dante Wright, 20 years old, half white, half black. Father.
His mother actually
working man.
His mother works for Claire's actually.
Comes from a working family.
Yeah, my mom, my wife.
Color.
Yeah, my wife actually told me. That. Yeah, my wife actually told me that his mother is actually an employee for Claire's, where most of you random niggas get your ears pierced and shit. And there's a GoFundMe account for her and for Dante Wright and shit, because she works for Claire's, and it's from the company and shit too. Like, the company is sponsoring it on their page, so you can go on the Claire's Facebook page and shit and donate to the family and shit. Like, my wife just told me and shit before we started this shit. So I'm just putting that out there. Like, if you want to do something, like, I done donated and shit.
If you gotta
I done donated because this shit's fucked up, yo.
So let's get to the meat on the stick. How the fuck, as a nigga that handles guns yourself, and a nigga that has handled one or two in my lifetime, how you gonna tell me you mistaken pistol for a taser?
I'm gonna tell you this.
And I saw the video. She popped that bitch, it popped right out of hand.
When we talked about,
how did that happen?
When we talked about on this podcast, how do I feel about, I think it was on this podcast, or maybe there's been plenty of people ask me, but I'm sure it was on this podcast where it was like, well, how do you feel about what we should do or what we should think about what's going on during the pandemic? My response has usually been, and 100% been in the past year, whatever the fuck Dr. Fauci say.
As it should be. I think that's the most sensible response if you know you don't know what the fuck you talking about when it comes to a fucking infectious disease.
So when it comes down,
he seems like the most reliable nigga for some reason.
But when it comes down to what happened to Dante Wright and that bitch Kim Potter that shot him.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I mean that from all of my heart.
I'm gonna tell you this. The
mistake or not, fuck you.
Yeah.
And I don't believe, I just don't believe you've been an officer for over a decade and don't know the difference. I just don't.
We're gonna get to that too. We're gonna get to that too because I got a relaying point. But I have a Glock 4 size 9mm, Glock 19X. I'm gonna tell you this. At 17 plus 1, it's like 18 rounds I can rock around in this bitch without putting an extender on this and that bitch and just rock around. It's kind of heavy. And it's a 9. If I pull it, it's a 9. I can
tell. A lot of bullets. I believe it.
A lot of bullets. Guess what? Steel, springs, whole bunch of shit, lead, gunpowder that makes that gun that be able to fire. significantly more weight than if if you've held a taser. I've held a taser
I haven't,
before,
but I've never been tased. But I know I've never shot one. Them. I know they weigh a lot. I know they're plastic.
They're plastic, yo.
I know they weigh a lot less than a regular ass fucking standard issue police gun.
Here's my thing about my Glock. And every Glock, if you're a Glock user or a Glock owner, you know this. There is no safety on them. On a taser gun, this is from my own personal knowledge and knowing. On a taser gun, you have to take off a safety before you actually fire it and it's able to be fired. There is no safety point that you slide on, that you punch down on the slide for a Glock at all. The only safety that's on it is on the trigger.
And just so we're clear with the people, standard issue police gun is a Glock what?
I think it's a Glock 19 or Glock 17.
And Glocks don't come with what?
Safeties.
Right.
This is for my
just making sure we clear that up. Okay, if you don't know it, but you do know it. If you think he's lying, motherfucker, do your Google. Google it. Because I've heard it once or twice myself outside.
Google it.
My co-host.
Google it. Google it. I sold guns. Google it. So that's from my knowledge. Now I get the white police officers that are clearly aware of this whole situation and don't want to look like fucking white supremacist Trump supporters. They go out and say and post the videos. Your taser, which I did not know for police officers, is actually in the on the opposite side of your body.
To get to that too,
of your dominant hand. Yeah, so you actually have to have to pull across your body with your dominant arm to be able to unlock and pull it from the holster before you do it. On your dominant side, which makes the most sense in the world,
it's free and ready. All you gotta
do. Yep. All you gotta do is take that bitch out, unlock it from your holster if you have a lock holster and shit, and pull and go. You know fucking better.
So the body, I don't know about the body cam footage you saw, or if you saw the body cam footage, but the shit I saw was a grown ass woman that has been a police officer for over a decade at least. That too. You've been a police officer for over a decade. I know for a fact, just for watching shit and watching other so-called experts say that, hey, in 2009, all police departments across the country stopped keeping the gun and the taser on the same side because one time in 2009, ironically, another black dude got shot by accident, but it was actually deemed an accident because he was trying to pull his taser and pulled his gun, and the gun and taser were on the same side. So ever since 2009, according to what I know and have heard, y'all can look it up for yourselves. If I'm wrong, dude is wrong. I think his name's Charles Ramsey. Take it up with him. He used his ex-chief of police in Philly. Motherfucking, ever since 2009, the gun is on the dominant hand side, taser is on the opposite side. And like you said, even if there's not a mechanism, you said there's a mechanism that you have to move it to get the taser out. I've never heard of that, but even if that is the case, I watched this woman go, whoop, taser, taser, taser. I watched her partners clear the fuck out. I watched Dante scoot back and go, yep. And then I watched a very quick discharge of a firearm, and then the same firearm fly out her hand, the car pull off after he was obviously shot, and then her look up at her partners and say, oh shit, I fucked up. Just for the police chief to turn around and say, I saw on the camera someone that was very distraught and after the shooting and did not mean to do it. And I've been doing this for however long. I'm telling the truth. I'm just worked up because, I do this. You're the chief of police. What have you been teaching these people to wear that's even acceptable?
Yeah. What's his last name? Gannon? I don't give a fuck.
I think so.
Like, look, fam. These niggas is getting named today by me. Like straight up.
I know we don't usually spend a lot of time on this shit, but I think it's also the, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit. I mean, what is it? What else is there to say? That's why we don't talk about it a lot. What else is there to say?
Because Lieutenant Navardio got my man's that got pepper spray. He's United States.
That one too. The Dominican dude.
Yeah, my man's a United States Lieutenant medic. Got pepper sprayed.
Handled that with the utmost class.
Yeah, my man's
not to mention the other nigga.
My man's had the paper plates. You know what I mean? They didn't tell him what he got pulled over for. They did the whole shit. But
pepper sprayed him. And he's like, he's sitting there like in the car. They pepper sprayed him while he's in the car with his hands out the car, and he's like, "Yeah, that's fucked up, bro. Why would you do that? That's fucked up." Stop.
And it was at a gas station. It looked like, and it went to me.
What is the threat
in my soul? And this is where I'm really at with it. To where, if you're a white listener, Caucasian or Caucanese, this is where I tell you as a host, as a person, as a human.
Since we have to clarify that, since we're all monsters, not to our listeners, but to those people that fucking think like that, and fuck y'all if y'all stumble across this motherfucker. But continue.
There's certain people who cannot condone that behavior. They're not gonna sit there and record the shit and make it go viral on Facebook. I'm one of those people. If I drove past that gas station and I could see what was happening to my mans, I would feel an obligation to pull my gun in defense of him. Now, whatever happened to me would be probably like whatever happens from that situation. But the fact that I don't know, mans. I don't know him from shit.
This is all ignoring the fact that the George Floyd trial is going on literally 5 blocks away. We're ignoring that part while we're talking about this too, because that's happening. That's a thing.
My man's is
the defense had the rest. Guess why? Because they had no fucking defense.
There is no defense for what happened to George Floyd. To my man's, I don't know his first name, Navardio. You know, like Lieutenant Navardio,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
started name was Devin or some shit like that. Yeah.
What happened to Dante, right?
What's the other little nigga? Toledo?
Adam Toledo?
I don't give a fuck if it's a third.
That nigga's 13.
Let's get that out the way. Let's get that.
Wait. Let me break this down. I gotta break this one time because I gotta smoke up through this. Young homie was 13 years old.
Tamir Rice was 12. That's another situation that's already happened. But let's talk about this.
Young homie was 13 years old. He was killed by a Chicago police officer.
I brought that up for a reason.
What the fuck was his name? I'm gonna say his name too. So if you need to look it up and shit, Eric E. Stillman. If it don't sound like a fucking serial killer to me, then I don't know. But Eric E. Stillman shot Adam Toledo with his hands up. His hands was up. His 13-year-old kid. I have a 4-year-old daughter. Just turned 4. And it hits me. It actually hit me about 2 years ago. That maybe one day my daughter would have to see whoever the fuck it is that she's dating, who she's married to, whatever, a friend that she's riding in the car with, it happens to be a person of color that might get killed because of such shit.
Fact.
And it was like it was a part that made me mad about it because it's like I as a parent feel like the job of each generation that has kids from each family and shit is to make whatever life that you grew up in just a little bit better for your kid. Just a little bit, because eventually you'll get to that generational wealth. If you're not the breakout kid yourself, eventually you'll get there. Just make it a little bit better. Each and every generation. That's the goal. Just make it a little bit better. So you ain't got so your kid ain't got to live in the same shit that you came up in. And if I raise my daughter in a suburban society, I'm a hood nigga. I'll shoot you in the fucking face if you want to act buck about it. I'd rather not. But if we get to that point, I will shoot you in the fucking face. It's not to kill you.
Want to.
But if you wake up every day and you see just a fucking hole in your jawline because you decided, like, damn, I wanted to fuck with that nigga on a Tuesday. Shouldn't have did that shit. Like, whatever the fuck it is, I don't want to do that to you. But I will if I have to. Yeah. But if the people that I'm paying my taxes to, you pay taxes, I pay taxes, my wife pay taxes, your moms, my moms, and the whole. If you grown, you pay taxes, nigga. You grown, you pay. For those people to come and kill what might be my daughter's friend, boyfriend, fiance, my son-in-law, because of the color of his skin, y'all. That hit me. Homie 13. That's only, you know what I'm saying, 9 years older than my kid. So it's like, my daughter ain't that far off from possibly experiencing that or having a friend experience
having
that
a
shit.
Friend, yeah. Having a friend that even if you wouldn't let nobody have no boyfriend at 13, but a friend of yours could die at 13.
I'm not saying exactly at 13. I'm saying
no, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 12. We've seen it at every age.
Around with her boyfriend and shit at 16 or her homegirls and shit.
We've seen it at every age.
There you go.
Anywhere between literally 12 and 30. As far as I know, we've seen that.
Yeah.
That shit would and to you motherfuckers, let me get this off. Because then I want to take a break. Because I got to take a piss and then we're going to get to some funny shit. But let me get this off my chest. For all you motherfuckers out there that seen that video of homeboy, what's his name, Adam Toledo, all you niggas that seen that video of him, and there was that screenshot of him actually throwing the gun because he did have a gun. Guess what? When you a black nigga, when you a black motherfucker and you live in the hood, you might, not all the time, but you might come from a circumstance that you might not really want to be in. So yes, there are 12, 13, and 14-year-olds running around here with pistols. After that little boy threw that shit, which is the snapshot you got of him throwing the pistol that he had while you said he was armed, and then the video you have of after him throwing the pistol going like, and he still got bullets in him, and he's still dead, that's a problem.
That's a 13-year-old kid, yo.
I don't give a fuck what gang he was in, what he thought he was doing, what pistol he was on.
15 years old.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck y'all. Y'all tried to say the nigga George had fucking drugs in his system. Fuck y'all, man. And y'all, you know the y'all I'm talking about. Fuck y'all.
And the reason why I had a gun at 15 years old is because I walked home. And I needed a fucking gun to walk through certain neighborhoods or walk past certain people. Because you never knew what the fuck was going to happen on your block to make it home. And this goes to I'm going to drop this and we're going to take a piss. This is exactly why people that are policing our neighborhoods that aren't from it shouldn't be policing it. If you're not from that neighborhood.
Or if you're not from it or you don't understand the culture, because there are people that aren't from it that understand. That does exist. I'm not going to discredit those people. I know them. I'm friends with them. Those people exist. I don't know if they're cops, but those people do exist. So with that being said, I don't think that that's an excuse either. You can't just be like, oh, well, I'm white. I grew up with this privilege, so I just don't know shit. No,
but it's not an excuse, but it's definitely, it's what I would call a handicap.
For sure.
It's a handicap.
And you're not always aware of your handicaps. So yeah, for sure.
And sometimes you shouldn't be that. Look, fam, and I'm really cool, which I found out just recently, actually today, how much I am with the Arabic community. But shout out to them. We had, me and my homies at the smoke shop had a real conversation. Like real nigga conversation.
Shout out to my nigga Muhammad. Shout out to my nigga Mahat. Shout out to my nigga Ada. Shout out to my yeah. Stop playing with me.
And shout out to Daniel Khalud and Maha too. But anyway,
stop it.
Yeah, but we had a real nigga conversation. It was like, yeah, nigga, like we from Iraq and shit. Like if you growing up and shit, like at a certain like nigga, when you 18 and shit, you gotta pull in your years in the military and shit. You got to.
Yeah,
That's one like
it's country mandated. You ain't got no
yeah.
choice.
And I'm like, all right, I feel that because I'm just like the American military, which is in my comparison, like in my opinion, is the number one military in the world, right next to motherfucking Japanese and Chinese military. Now,
well, for a fact, we're the number one.
Yeah, we're number one. Yeah,
if we're not number one at anything else, which we aren't number one at a lot of things anymore, we are number one in military.
Yeah,
we spend almost trillions of dollars a year on making sure we can fuck you up if you want to get out of line.
And that's exactly why I think like the union, like in my opinion, for sure, the United States, if you're in the United States military, were United States veteran, whatever, you're the ones that's really properly trained to be able to handle and analyze dangerous situations. More likely than nigga 6 months and a bunch of and a couple ride-alongs clearly ain't enough.
But sometimes it is.
No, it's clearly
just
not
like
enough.
But just like police officers, it varies because you never know what somebody's mental can take. You can go to Iraq and go over there and maybe not have as traumatizing an event as, like, let's say the nigga that's the head of your team or some shit, but you still might come back with some trauma. That don't mean you fit to handle trauma and fucking distress and shit. I don't mean you fit to do that.
Not everybody. I'm not saying everybody. But what I'm saying is you're probably more equipped to handle those situations than somebody who, what the
on the fly
is.
If it just happens, you gotta defend yourself for sure.
Nationally, mostly on common city police departments, is a valid driver's license and no felonies.
And a high school diploma.
And a high school diploma, yo. Like that's
what it is for Detroit. Yeah.
That's all it takes to be a cop in most places. Like, come on, fam. Is that enough? No, nigga. Cause like, look, fam, I know niggas that have guns, graduated high school, have a clear motherfucking driving history, no felonies, but the motherfucking thumb on that bitch is they straight fucking pussy.
Well, there you go.
And so they can become a police officer, but nigga. You can pass a test, nigga. You can pass a physical, goddamn it. But if you in the face of danger, nigga, you want to respond in the most pussy ass way possible.
And then we go get out of here. But then think about that and those niggas that do it and they get through and they pussy because they just tough enough to not look pussy, because that's a fucking thing too. Because we have both, and I'm sure our listeners, before we take a break, because we gotta piss, I'm about to pee on myself. Motherfucking, I'm sure y'all too, some of y'all at least, have dealt with an officer you felt like was more of a bitch than you, and you'd have fucked that nigga up if he had no badge on. But we'll be right back.
Preach.
And we are back. The main veins have been drained, urination has been made, and we are back in your ear for you to orgasm on yourself.
I was purely just gonna say that the bladders were finally emptied, but speaking of emptied, I want to talk about these strippers' pockets and shit, and child supports and grocery lists. Yeah, grocery list they couldn't fulfill.
I heard it was kind of light in Atlanta this week.
It was mad light, and they didn't think it was light, but it was light like that. Cause all right, look here. I'm just gonna say it like this. You a sick ass nigga if you make motherfucking bills with your face on it to throw at strippers. And when I mean you a sick ass nigga, I mean you a Usher Raymond.
Are you sick though? Are you sick?
Look, fam.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Look,
hear me out. Hear me out.
Hear me out. I'm gonna let you rock. I'm gonna let you rock for a second. I'm gonna let you rock.
All I'm saying is, if I'm Usher Raymond, bitch, I made confessions. I may let it burn. Made a lot of things that you niggas made babies to. A lot of your kids running around right now because of me. So if I want to walk into a strip club and print
Not the
some
strippers
money.
that's working at the strip club today.
Wait,
The
wait,
bitches that was listening to that shit, they aunties.
wait.
What you mean?
If I want to walk into a strip club and throw some money that got my face on it to let you know, bitch, I'm me. Okay.
No, nigga, we already know it's you. You Usher Raymond. Motherfuckers know it's you.
To let you know, bitch, I'm me. Then that's an L. You just might have to take that. Now, it's not my fault when I was throwing it. You didn't see my face on it. You know the difference between my face and a white man's face. You didn't see Benji, but you kept dancing.
Bam.
Hey, I'm playing scammers devil's advocate right now, but I'm just saying.
Fam, as I smoke this Jimmy Kimmel weed. Fam.
Why would you buy some weed named Jimmy Kimmel?
It's not Jimmy Kimmel. It was on Jimmy Kimmel.
I don't even know if that's better or worse.
It's a great weed. But anyway, fam, we talking, look, fam, especially in Atlanta. Now, I have not frequented Atlanta because I disagree with the South's weed rules. But
among other things.
But what I can say is, if I am Usher Raymond, and I'm inside of a strip club in Atlanta, or how Southern niggas subscribe it as Atlanta.
After I've hopped off the helicopter and put my foot on a suitcase, posing with a briefcase full of money with my face on it. We're talking about ones, 10s, 5s, 50s, 20s.
You skipping everything. Steps, nigga. I gotta get to the shits. You skipping steps.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to testify.
Usher Raymond. I'm
trying to testify.
Man. You Usher Raymond in the ATL.
Let it burn, bitch.
And you telling me the one pot guy, Tequila Poppy.
Yes, that is who you are.
Podcast Puff, Jose Ortega himself.
That is who you are.
That you ain't using that confessions money to properly shower these young ladies who are trying to feed their children and finance their motherfucking college careers.
I think you meant cheering, but okay.
Whatever. But you not financing them, but you throwing motherfucking Usher bills at them like it's Monopoly money. Because that's what it is. Because it's useless in
it has no value.
Society.
So see that.
And you got all the motherfucking confession bills? Nigga. One time for the 2 times. Yeah has been making more money than most other singles and motherfuckers. Yeah is making more money right now than Montero. I'm telling you that right now. I'm sorry, Lil Nas X. If you listening to this, you already know that Yeah is making more money right now than Montero. Sorry. Nigga, that's straight.
What planet you living on?
Nigga, I'm living on a planet where there's mad motherfucking aunties in the hood that's still listening to Yeah while they sipping on their motherfucking what they call that shit?
Same aunties are listening to Montero.
Auburn Mist, nigga. What is it? Yeah, Auburn Mist, nigga. Yes, nigga. Them aunties that's drinking on Auburn Mist right now in the hood. What is it? Fucking Friday? It's 1:15 in the morning.
Definitely drinking some Auburn Mist.
Nigga, West Side going nuts. West Side going. Matter of fact, I'm like, we not doing this podcast right now in the motherfucking in the burbs right now. But I drive past a social club, you know what I'm saying, on my way back from District 93rd's crib and shit, on my way back to the crib. And guess what? At 5 o'clock in the morning when I'm driving past this driving from this motherfucker's crib back to my crib and shit, guess what I'm seeing? The social club just letting the motherfucker out. And guess what I'm seeing? A whole slew of bitches with Auburn Mist bottles in their hands. Whole bottles, nigga. Taking, and you know what they doing?
Auburn Mist, you got your Mogan David.
And you know what they doing just to think that they got a little bit of class? A little bit of class. They pouring that shit into a duck. No, nigga, set a home for the bitches that live in Southfield. We talking about the West Side. Nigga, what the fuck you mean? You ain't buying no motherfuckers.
I guarantee you.
Look, nigga, you a nasty nigga. You a nasty nigga. You a nasty nigga. If you buying Sutter House for a bitch that live on Puritan and Schaefer, you a nasty nigga.
If she asks you to buy it, how you nasty? Is she nasty or are you? If she asks you to buy it,
She trying to get you to spend
Last
out of
time
your
I was on Puritan, you know what the bitch
She
asked me
trying
to
to get
buy?
you to spend out of
Last
her
time,
element. Bitch,
fuck
you live
that.
on
Fuck
Puritan and
that.
Schaefer.
Last time
You
I
drink
was
two
on,
things, nigga. Auburn Miss and Rose.
that's
Fuck
not
out of
true.
here.
I guess that is true. I guess no, because I was just about to say
I'm
last
about to
time
say
I was
Auburn Miss
on
and Rose,
Puritan.
nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
Last time I was on Puritan with a bitch, you know what she told me to get? And this will tell you how long this is ago when I tell you what she told me to get. Told me to get
Rose?
some Ed Hardy, though. Ed Hardy Rose. Ed Hardy Rose, nigga. Rose for the white people not keeping up in the back. Ed Hardy Rose, nigga. Yeah. Yeah. That's the era I come from.
That's funny as hell. Is the night that I bought the motherfucking Spike Lee Absolute. That shit was not the best.
You talking about me?
That shit was a terrible. That shit was a terrible. Because it was like I was the only nigga.
Why would you want to drink like Spike Lee?
I was the only nigga. I was the only nigga in the whole liquor store that had seen motherfucking Do the Right Thing. So it was like when I seen the bottle, I was like, yo. Even the motherfuckers I was with, was like, yo, what the fuck is that? I'm like, that's the Do the Right Thing bottle, nigga. You ain't never seen the crib. Nick, give me a fifth of the Absolute, the San Francisco, like that, you know what I mean? The Spike Lee shit.
You was a nasty nigga.
I was a nasty nigga. Matter of fact, the night I got pulled over for drunk driving, guess what I was drinking? An Absy. Guess what I don't drink?
You talk about me and Seagrams.
And guess what I don't drink? Yeah, but guess what I don't drink today? Absolute. Or any vodka. Nigga, guess what? Because I realized for my Latin liver, it does not agree with motherfucking Russian vodka or any type of vodka or any type of attempt to make Russian or French vodka.
I guess that's a good thing about being a nigga. I know my limits with vodka because vodka gives me superpowers sometimes, but then tequila does the same thing.
So look, tequila give everybody. That's
what I'm saying. I have to balance it out. I have to balance it out because it's either vodka, tequila, or what's the other shit I drink? Yeah, I'm one of them people that don't
drink gin too.
I'm not a lot lately, but yeah, I do. I do like it. I appreciate it. But something that's a phenomenon that I do not suffer from, whiskey dick. Ask my girl. I have heard of that being a thing where you drink too much whiskey and you can't fuck.
It's not whiskey in general. It's alcohol in general. That's why they call it, but they just call it whiskey dick.
I mean, if you drink enough, you won't be hard. But if you drink just enough or too much,
but that goes into following the rule of don't get drunker than the bitches that you with. You know what I mean? Like it's okay to get lit, but don't get drunk to the point to where it's like, all right, you took bitch to the room, and she willing to go to the room. No,
you don't do that with somebody.
But now you can't fuck, or you so fucked up to where it's like, nigga, you gotta have bitch carry you to the room, nigga. That's not how that shit works.
Disclaimer. Don't do that with nobody you just met. You only do that with somebody. Well, when you drink.
Matter of fact, you can do that with somebody you just met, but that might be trashy as fuck though.
Not what I'm talking about, but correct.
God, very correct. Granddaddy purpose, amazing.
Not what I'm talking about, but correct. Only because I've done that with a girl I don't know prior to meeting girl I fuck with now.
Should make me feel like Russell Wilson in the fourth quarter. God damn.
You mean Russell Westbrook?
No, Wilson, nigga. I'm fucking Sierra, nigga. Like, what you mean?
You fucking Sierra, but you fuck other dudes too. Anyway.
You don't say that about Russell Wilson, dog. That's fucked up. Nigga. That nigga on my team in Madden, nigga.
You still play Madden, nigga? The fuck?
My nephew play Madden and like he's like really good at it. So it's like I gotta show him who's boss in life. You need to tell him to stop
playing Madden.
He love football, nigga. What you want?
And to play something that's not Madden.
He can't jump, nigga. He can't do what Uncle Joe do. So yes, he can't do. Look, I can shoot a 35-footer. My nephew can't. Like, it's okay. It's like real shit. It's okay. He can't do that, nigga. but he do other things, like hit
Do
people
you
really
think your
hard.
nephew? Do you think he's the type of person that if you gave him a bunch of Usher bucks without him knowing they were Usher bucks, he would do the right thing?
Nah, he would yell at me and be like, "Nigga, what the fuck is you doing?"
See how I did
Like,
that right there. See how I fit
I,
those into each other.
I feel you. I feel you. I was say he would look at me like, "Nigga, whose tuition am I supposed to pay with this, nigga? Because it's not mine, nigga."
I'm paying your daughters or Spike Lee's daughters.
Like, nigga, who's he gonna look at me like, who do you want me to tell at the Coliseum to do the right thing? Who do you want me to tell? Because I'll tell him, but you're like,
Have a bunch
nigga,
of
you gonna have
90s
to pay
music.
me
Come on,
real
nigga,
bread.
start. Do the right thing.
Like, no, nigga, there is no right thing. Like, dog, like, nah. Matter of fact, nah. He can be like, nah, nigga, you ain't paying me, bro. Like, my nephew a hustler. He learned from the best. You know what I mean? So he's like, nah, son, you ain't got no bread.
Why we even talking?
Why? Like, nigga, the fuck you mean?
Fuck you even in my face for a little homie.
Like, I made my nephew like talk about Snoop Dogg. And like, when I talk about Snoop, I call him Uncle Snoop. You know what I'm saying? That's my generation. I'm nephew to this nigga. Like, for real, I'm nephew.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You know, we nephews. Yeah, we
if I ever ran
nephews.
into him before I said, "Oh shit, Snoop Dogg," I'd definitely be like, fuck, what's
right,
good?
Like, what up, dog?
Not no way I'd be like Snoop Dogg. No, I'd be like, yo, fuck, what's good, man? How you doing?
So I told my nephew, like, my nephew knows now, like, you gotta refer to the SCNOOPD or double G as Great Uncle Snoop. Because I'm like, you gotta understand. Like, your knowledge of what the prime of Snoop was is through me, nigga.
And I was barely here for that.
No, he was here for that.
Not the prime. We was kids in the prime.
No.
Well, we were kids in the beginning, I should say, not the prime, but we were kids in the beginning for sure.
Not to appreciate it? No, we missed.
No, not young enough to not appreciate it.
We missed,
but like that first
wave albums, but that's it. Like, yeah, like we were kids. Like, as far as full awareness, like,
we were kids when Doggy Style came out. We still heard it like 10 years later, but we were like,
Rhythm and Gangsta is like one of like the greatest albums I've heard in my life. That goes in my top 25, maybe top 20,
top 50.
Rhythm and Gangsta is a great album.
It is, but top 50, not top 30, top 50 for me.
After this podcast, it's like, fuck everything you done. Don't listen.
We should really do that at some point, you know, so we can like establish ourselves.
As much as I love Conway, pause, and his music, pause.
How you gotta pause loving his music? I get pause loving him. How you gotta pause loving his music?
Because New York niggas is extra.
We not New York. We Detroit.
Yeah, but New York niggas hear this.
That's true. As well. But we not just talking to them.
You gotta pause some shit.
Hey, if they think it's
know what we
gay,
talking about.
If they think it's gay, they can go suck his dick then. How about that?
You mad extra, but
I'm just saying, if you gotta pause everything, bro.
Just
everything not gay, fam.
We'll just calm down. Just calm down.
Straight men can fuck dudes.
No, they
to my
can't.
YMH family.
Yeah, I was saying no, they can't.
Shout out to YMH.
But fuck going to listen to La Machina after this podcast, nigga. Listen to Rhythm and Gangsta again today. It's a classic album. I'm sorry. Like,
I haven't heard that in probably years.
Yeah,
my favorite record on there was when I clip up in my fofo.
Motherfucking
50. That's my favorite one on there.
What's the name came on? Step Your Game Up came on my shuffle and shit the other day at work. And then it's like, yo, this shit still bang. Let me listen to the whole. Let me listen to the whole bitch. Start to finish, listening to Rhythm and Gangsta. I'm like, yo, this shit still fucking hit. Classic only because a classic for me is if the album itself, not the singles, not the popular songs, but the album itself is still hard 5 years after its release. Rhythm and Gangsta came out, I think, when we was in 5th grade or 6th grade. And this shit still hit today.
You only give it a 5-year window?
I give it a 5-year window because music changes so like about every 5 to 6 years. So it's like when music starts to change, can that same album sustain its same sound and still be good as time and music and shit changes? You feel me? You gotta think of how many different elements. Like
I think your definition of
urban
what's good
like
though is different.
like urban legend, TM 101, Rhythm
I
and
think your
Gangsta,
definition
shit
of
from
what's
past
good is
then.
different though.
Can we get to that point now through all of the different levels of music changing? Or can we even acknowledge the fact that how much some of them same albums influence albums that we love today? 808s gets way more love for me today than it did before. 808s and Heartbreak. This is me giving Kanye some love, which is rare on this podcast, period.
These days. But yeah.
808s is, to me, is more appreciated now because we have we have a still great Kid Cudi.
Facts.
And that same sound mixed with the
Travis Scott.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy has given us Travis Scott, in which I, even despite our fucking age difference.
You mean Yeezus? Travis Scott didn't write Dark Fantasy.
No, but he had to be inspired by it. That's what I'm saying.
We all were. I mean, there's not a rapper or a nigga that calls himself an artist that heard that album that didn't feel inspired.
He did something that was indifferent. Like, come on.
I don't think it was because of that album.
If we saying it right now,
I don't think it was because of that album.
Trav has 2 classics and 1 really okay album. Right now, that's 3 of his 3 albums. He has 2 classics and 1 really okay album.
Yeah, I get that.
He cut from the fucking easy tree.
Just while we on Kanye.
But it's like he had to come from somewhere.
Just while we on Kanye, how you feel about him? This isn't on the docket either, but how you feel about him having the #1 most expensive shoe ever sold in the world ever? Because they said that
who bought it?
I think some Russian kid or something. But it's the shoe that wait. It's the shoe he bought it for like 100,000. It's the shoe that Kanye wore, the forces that Kanye wore when he did the Hey Mama performance in 2008 or 9 at the VMA.
Oh, he bought some novelty sneakers then.
Yeah. So he bought them for like 100,000, sold them a few days ago for $1 million, which made a Yeezy sneaker the most expensive and the highest priced and sold sneaker ever in history of shoe selling.
No,
you can't say no. Like, that's a fact that happened. That's what it is now. You cannot like it, but that's like a fact.
As a sneakerhead, I dispute that. And the only reason I dispute it is
there's not a shoe that sold for more than $1 million. The only one that has is the Yeezy.
No, I'm not disputing the price. What I'm disputing is the accolade within the price value, which is, all right, yeah, it's a Yeezy shoe technically.
No, it wasn't Yeezy. It was a Yeezy. But it was a Yeezy.
They were Nike swooshes, wasn't it?
No. It was a Yeezy. It was a Nike Yeezy. But it was like, it wasn't the Red Octobers. It wasn't the original.
It was a Nike.
It was like a custom colorway he had for that specific show. But it was technically a Yeezy shoe. They only made so many pairs of them. That's why only so many people have them. But this guy had the one pair was only worn by Kanye.
It was worn by him. One, it's a novelty piece. It's not an everyday sneaker.
I mean, you can turn it into an NFT.
Yeah. It's a trophy sneaker, pretty much. Like, you're not gonna wear it. And at that point, it's a Nike sneaker too. So realistically,
I mean, you could call the Red
Be
Octobers a trophy sneaker. Cost you 18,000 for a pair.
yeah, but it's more or less.
And Kanye ain't
I
even wear
buy
those. That's
out.
just for a
Yeah.
pair of them that somebody else probably wore.
See, I wouldn't buy a pair unless I can buy 3.
That's crazy. You want one to display, one to wear, and one to give to somebody? What the fuck?
No, one display, one to wear, and once those ones that I wear starts to wear, then I have another fucking set to wear.
So what's 18,000 times 3?
However much I'm willing to pay.
That's ridiculous. I don't even think
like,
you can find 3 pairs at this point. You probably find one. You get one for sure.
You just probably have to get them from different suppliers.
Probably.
At this
but
point,
you paying different prices too. You get one pair like last time, and that's just
one of
last
the
time I
greatest
checked.
shoes I've ever seen.
The price might have went up or down. Last time I checked, though, pair of Red Octobers, the one shoe Kanye made that I actually do want to possess is that shoe. And last I checked, they were 9,000 a pair, or 9,000 a shoe, or something. 18,000 a pair. Huh?
That's fine. But what I'm saying is more or less like the reason why Yeezy or Kanye himself left or didn't want to fuck with Nike was because Nike was kind of like, yo, you can do what you do, but we're gonna have to put our Nike twist on it. So that it's like it's a Yeezy Nike, but it's not just like I consider a Yeezy coming from Adidas more or less a straight up Yeezy product because of just how much he has say on what happens on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it the fact that it's Yeezy versus or Nike versus Yeezy versus Adidas, or is the fact that a Yeezy Adidas looks more like the actual Yeezy product than a Yeezy Nike product? Because that's what we talking about, the difference between the actual brand itself and then the collaborations.
Yeah, the B is what you're saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Is like a Yeezy product to me looks like what Adidas has let him do with Yeezy.
Because there's a Yeezy brand. You can go to the Yeezy website. And then there's a Yeezy collab with Kanye. Everybody knows about it. You can barely afford that shit if you know about it. And then there's the Yeezy brand with Adidas, which is, or the Yeezy marketing with Adidas that is, that's the shit everybody can get.
Yeah.
So, that shit you can pay $100 for the shoe, and you got some Yeezys on. I think. I don't know. I don't wear Yeezys. I don't know.
I'm never gonna wear a pair of Yeezys. I don't wear stripes. But whatever, and like my thing is that those Adidas come like from the point that where Kanye left Nike and went to Adidas and shit. Those that he made with Adidas and shit, that's all that to me is what's considered a Yeezy. Because I know what Drake has been limited to as far as his construction of his custom shoes for OVO. You know what I'm saying? And that was prior to the news and the reports about what Kanye was limited to when he was over there with Nike.
Yeah, that was before it ain't Ralph though.
Because even before the Red Octobers, them Johns that he had in All the Lights video, them shits was nothing more than a pair of LeBrons with a specific set of fucking color sets on. Mm-hmm. And they were light.
And I remember those. I had an all black.
That's it.
I think the pair before those, because that was an upgraded pair of the pair before those. That pair before those looked like the Red Octobers. I had them in all black, low tops. I had those, and then I think 2 years later,
of course you did.
Kanye fucking puts those out, and I'm like it's just to me, it's not nothing about Kanye, not nothing about LeBron, not nothing about fucking shoes, really. I just think I would look good in a pair of those shoes. Just the way they're designed, the way they're made, the color. I got shit. You know what I'm saying? I wear a lot of black. I could make that shoe work, but I'm not paying no fucking 18,000 or more for them. I'm not.
I'm probably paying close to like 30 something grand, probably over 30 grand for 3 pairs. And I'm
cool over for sure.
No, actually, yeah, over, well over. So yeah, I'm cool with that.
Especially if you get it from different places. Yeah, for
cool
sure.
With that, though. Yeah, I'm cool with that though. Fine. Not even a problem.
I like I like the shoe, but I don't like it that much. Like 20,000, like 10,000 a pair, or 10,000 a shoe. I mean, 20,000 for a pair. Okay. And that's how much I think I would look good in that shoe. But the last time I had 20 racks to blow, I was fucking 15. Huh?
I just have to like the sneaker. I'm gonna tell you straight up. The day we sign a fucking signing bonus anywhere, the day after that, I'm broke. Don't even ask me for nothing. Like I'm broke. I'm somewhere chilling with Drake, and I'm spending more money than I should be.
On the
like,
advance? Like, you just gonna spend your half of the advance like that?
advance.
You ain't even gonna chill till we get the bread back. You just gonna blow the advance. Nigga said, we know we gonna make the bread back. I don't need
we gonna make the bread back. I don't know what are we talking about right now. Like, I'm like, we here right now. Like, we here now. We good. Like, we are straight. Meanwhile, look, fam, I'm a little behind. So on everything else, because I just bought this Maybach straight cash. So yeah.
Can you hold me over with 10,000 for the month, nigga?
No, I'm not asking for a holdover. I'm just like, no, nigga, there cannot be no extra expenses. No, you can't be like, yo, we need an extra 50 grand. Like,
I mean, that's your half of the advance. You spent it how you spent it. If like, you wanted to go blow it on the fucking Maybach, you got a Maybach. Now enjoy it. Because if you gotta return it, that's half on you.
It's Maybach. It's Maybach and Nike Yeezys, nigga. What you mean?
Maybach
I'm gonna buy all the pair. I'm gonna buy all the pair of Yeezys that Kanye make no money off of. Like, just
how that work, fam.
As it is, how it work.
That ain't how that work.
He ain't making no Nike checks, nigga. No matter how many pairs of Red Octobers are sold.
You think he ain't making no Nike check? You think Kanye
no
getting a Nike check?
No.
Okay, so outside of the resale, you think any unsold pairs of Yeezys? Not that there are many. You think any unsold pairs of Yeezys or any limited edition, whatever, you think that doesn't exist to where they'll go out and do that again later?
No.
You think they're not gonna retro the Red Octobers? You think they're not gonna retro
that nigga? I swear to God, they're not gonna pay that. Like, the day they do that, because I feel like
they barely paid him for the shit that he did.
Exactly.
That
so
was
why
the
fuck
problem.
you think they're gonna pay him later? Like,
they're not.
He's
I didn't say
he's working with a competitor. They're not gonna pay him a fucking thing, dog. He's working over there at Adidas.
I would Adidas. I didn't say they would.
He over there working at Adidas, nigga. He is not getting paid by no swooshers, nigga.
Okay, so what you dead as fuck, overall, Kanye got 6.6 billion now. Overall, next 10 years, then we gonna get up off Kanye. Next 10 years, what do you think is gonna happen between the collaboration and the brand, between Yeezy and Stripes and Yeezy? You think it's gonna overtake it in terms of
you said 10 years?
Within the next 10 years, do you think Yeezy, like let's say Elon Musk want to make what, and you know, they Kanye tries to put himself on the same level as these niggas, and not that he's
you asking a big ass question, my nigga.
I'm just saying Elon Musk wants to make cars, all Teslas, affordable in the next 5-10 years, right? I think it's not hard for Kanye to do the same in terms of making all the Yeezy brand clothes, no matter how much you look like a slave in them or not, affordable for the public. Because you go on there now and it's $500 sweaters with holes in them. I'm not doing that.
I'm gonna keep it a trail. I'm gonna keep it a trail bill with you, my nigga. The real winner in all of this is gonna be Push. Because
you always say that.
I'm well invested in the fact that I'm right about this.
You've been saying that for like the last. Anytime we bring up Kanye, anytime Kanye comes up, you always find a way to bring it back to, hey, Push is gonna be the only one that comes out good at the end of the shit. You always do it. No matter, even with the divorce shit, when we talked about Kim and Kanye divorce, and you said Push is the only one to come out good. Like, how are you relating this? How does this work in your head?
Oh, I'm gonna say, because that's why I said, like, 10 years. 10 years, either one or two things is gonna happen. One of them is quite tragic, and I don't wish it upon him, which is Kanye is going to some way self-destruct himself into.
You said we said that in 2010
yeah,
that he made Dark Fantasy.
But what I'm saying is either fatally injure himself or injure himself or someone else incidentally and not be here because he's not in control of his emotions and mental state, or because of so much an amassing of an overwhelming of wealth, which he is, but isn't in a great mental state, and plus going through when you've been like,
You
I would
think
say
amassing wealth equates to mental health?
No. It's going to be a break because being if you've already been rich, I feel like
rich and wealthy is subjective. Let's just say you've had money.
Can I get to my point? If you've already been rich, when you amass a shit ton of wealth for you know what I'm saying, where you're generationally wealthy, for you, like your family good,
right. Which is his case for sure.
Yeah,
at least
there should be at least a sense of
2 for sure.
For a sense where you can get a breather. Whereas like
he's 40. I don't think he got there yet. I don't think you get that till you get like 60. If he makes it that far.
He's not gonna get there right now where he would where I feel like most people probably would. Because
what do you mean by that? Like, most people probably will, but he won't.
Because he's going through a life change right
now. We've seen him go through life changes before, and they didn't necessarily pan out the way you would think different. They would.
It's a day-to-day. I thought about it.
I think it's a day-to-day when it's your mom.
I thought about it the other day. I thought about it for like when the shit was really happening. I really thought about it as him as a human. Mm-hmm. And I put myself in his shoes. This has been Kanye and Kim's longest relationship, period.
All right.
They have
bat signal.
They've amassed children together. They've had amassed wealth together. They felt like they were building something. And I'm like, and this is where I would say like the relation came in. I thought about it and I was like, what if me and my wife was like, nigga, you just too much. I don't want to be with you. We gonna have to figure this out. I'm not gonna stop you from seeing Peyton, but we're doing
this no more.
Yeah, we can't do this. And how I would feel. Now, granted, I'm like, depending on what the circumstances may be, it'd be like either, all right, I see it coming, whatever. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. But overall, the fact is my life is going to change. Because for me and my wife, currently, we've gotten married. We've established a family. We were building something. We've amassed something together. It's my longest relationship period, and hers also. So there's a day-to-day that goes into being a family man to where it's almost like an autopilot.
This is where Norg would say, make some noise for being married, goddammit.
Yeah. Straight up. Shout out to Norg, you know what I'm saying? Ed. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know why Norg's voice is in my head right there, but it was.
Yeah, but it is that though. It like straight up is that. It's like, all right, there's a day-to-day to this. Even if Kanye can't do as much or spend as much time as his kids as I do with mine, he has a day-to-day where it's like he's parenting and being a husband every single day.
Time out. Funny YMH fact. Tom Segura and Christina's kids play with fucking Kanye's kids. And guess who's never there? According to them, not like they're never there, like they're never there, but Kanye and Kim. They're the Kanye and Kim's kids are there with like, you know, a
nannies and
security.
Shit.
Where it's either Christina or Tom with their kids, but they play in the same parks. They used to live in the same neighborhood. And that came up on an episode of YMH where they were like, yeah, we're not trying to do that. And you know, they're fairly relevant celebrities too, to where it's like not as relevant as the Kim Kardashian or Kanye.
Fuck no.
But they are celebrities in their own right, let's say. And you know, if you can afford to live in the same neighborhood and have that experience, and you go like that, I feel like that's like Joe Budden looking at Eminem and going like, this is the top of hip hop. I can't leave my house. I'm the best at everything, but I can't do anything. I feel like that's that.
It is that to a degree, but like I said, whatever because their version of, like I said, they might not be able to spend as much time with their kid as I can with mine. But they have
but
it,
not on purpose.
but yeah,
Not on purpose.
But there
it's
is
not
a
like it
day,
make you a bad parent. It just,
but it is. But like I said, there's a day to day for them as parents that they achieve, and they feel like this sense of accomplishment, like parents do, from like when they go to sleep at night, from what they did for their kid. You know what I'm saying? So,
I don't know if that's the same if you going to sleep in a different time zone than your kid is. Sometimes
it's different. You know what I'm saying? But like,
I feel like that's what they do a lot. Maybe. I mean, not saying the kid ain't with them.
But
not saying it's not. I mean, I'm sure there are
your
times
day to day
together
is
and it's separate, or word together.
Where is?
But I'm not shitting on nobody's family. I'm just saying, like, making up scenarios.
It's the understanding of this. Like, I had to think about it. Like I said, I put myself in his shoes, and it's like, damn, would I be able to live in the same crib? Like, if my woman was straight, my wife was Kim Kardashian.
Even
and she could just,
if it was Kim Kardashian, nigga.
No, nigga, like, listen to me right now. And she could just go and get her own crib, no fucking problem, wherever the fuck, with my kid, and she'll be straight. You know what I mean? She doing her own shit. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't worried about money. She ain't worried about money, but it's like, nigga, can I live in that same crib? No, it's gonna feel a little weird. It's gonna feel, even if I'm just like, man, fuck that bitch. You wanna leave me? Fucking like. And I spaz out and shit. Nigga, like, nah, son. Like, it's not gonna. I'm gonna bring a random bitch to the crib, and it's gonna be like, yeah, I fucked my wife over this counter like 72 times. And she squirted in that same exact spot. That's fucked up. So it's like, all right, now I gotta
how much over your wife are you over? How over your wife are you?
Kanye is not gonna be over Kim, right? Dog.
No, we can take it back to my shit. No,
dog.
No. I can't just.
It's a life change.
Be a
like I said, like he's going to be.
My
nigga's going through a life change right now, bro. Like I sympathize with him on that. Where it's like, damn, like whatever you was doing on your day to day that wasn't really mad busy, and you can just be like a person. That shit didn't change, nigga.
That's what I was about to say. Unless you know, like, for instance, if you're in my position, you know, maybe it's a good probability the bitch is busy and too busy to do anything, that you wouldn't want, even if shit was going good or going bad. But if you in a position where you wondering about if she is or isn't, which I don't know if Kanye is doing or not, but Kanye does know that everybody that's at the very least is his enemy, or that kind of doesn't like him, wants to fuck his bitch. And we all know the one guy that can probably do it.
Oh, come on. Don't bring it back to Drizzy.
But
don't bring it back to Drizzy.
We're not going to do that, but
so you bring it back to Drizzy every time I bring it back to Push. And Push is going to be the one that shines out the head of this. I'm telling you, he's going to be the one. He's going to inherit everything once Kanye breaks.
No, he's not.
He is playing the best long game in history. I'm telling you, American hip hop. Listen to me.
What?
He is playing the biggest and greatest long game in history.
Bigger than Kevin Federline?
Oh yeah, this is gonna be epic. I'm telling you, it's gonna be epic. I'm telling you.
You think Pusha T?
That nigga's too quiet when he quiet, and he too loud when he loud, to not be thinking thinking in between those moments super hard. That's all I'm saying. Nigga, characteristics of real niggas, bro. And that's Push. That's Push. Think about it. That's all I'm gonna say. To think about it.
I'm not saying you wrong. I'm just not saying you right, because I don't think
that nigga already like a president of some level at Adidas.
I don't think Push is in this for anything other than the fact that he wants to do what he's doing. I think if he ever wants to stop doing what he's doing with who he's doing it with, then that will come out, and that will be the issue. If Kanye was going to do something or had done something that would make that the thing, it would have already happened by now, because you would have thought Push was either too black or too motherfucking militant, or too motherfucking headstrong, or too much of a street nigga, whatever finesse you want to, whatever finesse you want to put on it, you would have thought he was too much of that to deal with that and be a part of that. But that's not necessarily the case.
You put a 10-year seasoning on this bitch as far as a capability of what happens to Kanye in 10 years. I'll tell you this.
I just said, will Yeezy be Nike? You know what I mean? Will that be that?
No.
Will that create?
But what
I would say, will the deal with the stripes not be necessary in 10 years? Will it just be Yeezy can be Yeezy? Like I say, like with Elon, like Elon want to make motherfucking all Teslas at least 35,000 and up within the next 5 years. That means anybody, if you can afford $30,000 car, you can afford a Tesla.
Years.
Huh?
Pusher's going to be in control of Yeezy in 6 years.
No. Unless an unfortunate situation happens. No.
Push is going to, like, well, I guess now the motherfuckers that were the top 2 through 3 are now 2 through 4. But Push is gonna up himself into that top 5 category as far as hip hop niggas is making money each year in Forbes. Within 6 years.
No, I give you that.
He gonna be right next to Jay.
It's gonna be on Kanye.
He gonna be right next to Puff. He gonna be right next to motherfucking Kanye, and it's gonna be at Kanye's loss and why he's so high. Because I always look at it like this.
I don't think that's how it's going to happen.
I'm a historian to a degree. In most cases, in most empires and shit, the greatest empires that's ever been on this planet, the downfall to the empire was the nigga that was at the top, whether you Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, whoever. Once that nigga was taken out of the picture, there was really nobody, just like one sole person to sustain the motherfucking, like, the establishment and foundation in which was created. When Alexander the Great was died of quote unquote malaria, I think it was AIDS, but like quote unquote malaria and shit.
What? Okay.
Different subject. I don't care not to have that on. So like camera.
Podcast.
Yeah, whole nother podcast. But
you caught me off guard, nigga. What?
Like,
all right.
He quote unquote died of malaria and shit, and he left the shit to his generals. His own, like, I think it was 5 generals, and they separated his empire into separate pieces that they was all gonna govern separately. It was no sole plan to keep what the fuck was going. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think for what good music is, what Yeezy is, what Kanye has done, the one sole thing that he has in his back corner is a motherfucker that knows when the shit starts to fumble around with you, how the fuck to keep the whole ship afloat. 1,000%. So when shit starts to really hit fan, anytime, even when it's just some shit where Kanye is on some stupid shit, and he just said, and he just said some shit, like, and the shit hit the fan, and it kind of like whizzed past fucking like Push's face, like
I said, it wouldn't be the first time Push navigated himself out of a situation like that, because just himself with his own brother. I mean, his brother went and did what he did. He had to find a way to make it work. He had to find a way to make it work.
This nigga been around Jay. He been around Tim. He been around Pharrell. He been around Kanye.
Being around.
He been around a lot of motherfuckers that know how to fuck this shit work. So and been through and lost money and been able to get it back. This nigga's a student to the game all the way the fuck through. That's why I'm giving him Push all this credit in the world.
So would you rather wait? Would you rather see me sign the Push or me? Homie to homie.
Are we talking about is Kanye involved over there at Good Music with Push?
Yeah, but Push running it. Push running my project.
Signing me.
What?
Cause I feel like maybe you can more than likely you can out rap him. So if you can out rap him,
I'm not trying to out rap nobody, nigga. I'm trying to make a quality project.
If you could out rap him and shit, one way or another, you'll get the credit that you deserve to be.
I don't think it's hard to out rap Big Bill.
Even if like he's so fucking intimidated and being bitch made, and
he don't even know what a pH balance is. I don't think it's hard.
You don't neither.
I do though. I eat too much pussy to not know. And that's just from the one pussy I've been eating.
Goddamn it, stop playing. I'm about to say niggas that just eat pussy don't know what a pH balance is.
I eat ass more than you niggas eat breakfast. Stop playing with me.
What the fuck that got to do with pH balance, you disgusting nigga?
Nothing, but a lot to do with hygiene. And pH balance has to do with hygiene. So there you go.
You don't know shit, nigga. That's what
I know more than me.
Look, man.
Yeah, no more.
I've done like multiple pH balance tests. Like
I know when I put my.
I remember what a pH balance is. I know what a pH.
I know if I lick it and it tastes a certain way. Your shit might be on a 7.
The fact that this nigga from Philly didn't know what a pH balance was, I wasn't shocked, nigga. I had a roommate who was a Marine, United States Marine, who was from Philadelphia, and this nigga did not. No, I'm sure for a fact this nigga did not know what a pH balance was.
Did you know what a clit was?
Barely.
So there you go.
I
think that's people's point, though.
That's another podcast.
I think that's people's point. No, it's not though. It's not though, because I think yes, that's women's point.
Because you know the details of that story, which I care not to divulge. They're disgusting. And you know why.
Most women's point is that, so you couldn't figure that out. So what you tell? How you gonna tell a bitch her pussy stink and you don't even know the difference between motherfucking a 7 and a 9? I don't give a fuck if you drink alkaline water or you eat pussy on the daily and it's a different bitch. Motherfucker,
you better get yourself some cherries and some alkaline water, just like what Nas said.
I'm not condoning that. All I'm saying is, you know your pussy better than I do. By the time my face get down there, you should know.
About being a black king.
Shout out to my baby. I'm gonna keep calling you my baby because goddamn it, I want to strangle you, but I love you. Hey, guess what? I'm gonna keep eating your pussy, just like I've been eating your pussy. But you gotta trust it.
You disgust me in so many different levels and ways. I just can't even explain.
Hey, that's the only motherfucker who. We're gonna keep that private.
No. We're not keeping shit private no more. We're doing this now. We're doing this. I'm gonna force you. I'm forcing you. No. This is why I'm great at what I do. Like, no. I
like to eat ass, and I'm not going to apologize for it. And I like to eat one person's ass specifically because I find it very delightful. I'm not going to apologize for it.
Look, sir, we're gonna make a little rule right now, and this is gonna be that moment. And if our listeners know this is that moment from that movie, you understand. We're going to make this little box right here. We're going to call this little shit box. You feel me? And we're going to throw
all that shit in the box with Jacques Cousteau. All
your ideas about motherfucker eating
my mama's pussy,
you know what I'm saying? All that shit. Everything that we talked about before, all that shit we talked about off air before the podcast and shit, you know what I mean? That you needed to get off, and I'm your homie, and I love you and shit. You my brother, so I'll let you get that shit off. We're gonna put that shit in this box. We're gonna throw this bitch in the ocean. And right after we throw that bitch in the ocean, we're gonna throw about 300 tons worth of TNT in that bitch, and we're gonna make that shit go blow. Yeah. And if that box still exists in any remnant, you gonna have to be motherfucking megalodon and some translucent shit, crab shit to even discover that motherfucker at the bottom of the trench.
Well, you know what?
Leave it alone.
Just like Mega Godzilla, sometimes you gotta, you know what I mean?
No, nigga. No. That's why I'm Podcast Kong. I gotta get you right. I gotta help you out, nigga.
Kong got his ass whooped. I didn't want to see it. You didn't want to see it. None of us wanted to see it, but we saw it.
But Godzilla wouldn't have been shit without Podcast Kong.
That is a fact too.
In this sense, everybody that listens to the Joe Budden podcast currently that's also leaving the Joe Budden podcast will once in the next 2 years, another, you know what?
Hey, shout out to the new listeners.
Yeah. It's going to be TN2M listeners. And when that moment happens, Corona's going to have to start paying me, period, a lot more than for what I'm spending on this shit.
Nigga said Corona, like it's the that's the thing. That's the problem. I mean, it is, but it's like that's not the one paying you directly.
Look, fam, I didn't know until I seen them the new Fine Life commercials, with because you know Zoe Saldana and them new shits.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's Snoop and Bad Bunny was like
I've seen those.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah, the new one has Zoe Saldana in it, and I was like, yo, she's still
do that.
It hit me. I was like, you know what? If you can still be as cold as you is,
can we have this conversation real quick?
And nigga, we was in elementary school when Drumline came out.
Fuck Jackie Chan's money.
Woo!
Fuck Jackie Chan's money. I want to ask you and everybody else listening to this podcast this question. If you sitting up and you get you a Zoe Saldana, it says Zoe Saldana, just, you know what I'm saying, want to just kick it with you and do it with you the way that you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? She's rocking with everything.
God.
What is the problem? What are you not willing to do for someone that may be willing to do everything for you? No, I don't know. It's a wild question. This is always Saldana. I mean, I could imagine you might feel a little bit more maybe interested in, you know, how she's feeling, depending on how shallow you are. But if you a nigga like me, you know what I'm saying, it could be Zoe Saldana or it could be Zoe Saldana, and it'll be, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, what the fuck?
Okay. There's a certain type of ageless beauty that just resonates with a nigga. And I'll talk about the ageless beauty that sometimes is passed down into like on the levels of like Lisa Bonet and Zoe Kravitz. Like also another one of the most beautiful women walking around on the planet we call Earth.
Who don't still want to fuck Lisa Bonet, and what auntie don't still want to fuck Lenny Kravitz? You can't find many.
He still got on the same pants from 1888 that he ain't been able to get off.
Mm-hmm. And they still got that. You know what they got it on. They like, you know what they got. They white. It shows. The jeans are white. It shows.
Every time I see Dope, because I think it's a really dope movie. No pun intended.
Have you watched that fucking movie? Jesus Christ.
Like
only worth watching once.
6 or 7 times.
Why? It's only worth watching fucking once.
I'm entertained by the independentness of it. Sir, one of these days I'm gonna write the movie that's gonna get you Oscar nominated. So suck my dick and be appreciative.
You said it like I'll be playing the nerd.
No, but you'll be playing a character that's uncommon to you.
Probably not. If you wrote it, yeah, probably. Yeah.
And also, with that same thing being discussed, I'm gonna have to probably morph you into that character. So you getting into that character mode will probably be based on the fact that I not just wrote it for you, but I taught you how to be that character.
Well,
be that.
That's assuming.
And to grant that graceness into you, you get that fucking Oscar and shit. And
that's assuming I don't know how to be a character.
That's assuming that you know how to be the character I'm trying to make you be, bitch.
Hey.
I'm writing your version of Knocked Up. I wanted to discuss it this today. How
do I not have any input on this? How do I not have any input on this? Because I definitely have told you all that this thing we're not going to talk about is a fucking movie just waiting to be made. And if you don't consult me, you're not going to make it right. And if I don't write it, it's not going to be made right.
when it's in final draft, you'll get choice, because I know exactly who I'm going to send it to. Like straight up mail. And I'm gonna light this.
Yeah, I still don't think you're gonna cut as deep as you need to.
And I'm gonna light this nigga's DMs up after and fucking in the mail, like, yo, it's coming from me. Read it, look at it, read it, look at it, read it, look at it. Send it to your peoples. Read it, look at it. And this specific person,
that's gonna be the ticket up out of here, huh?
Know some people that make sandwiches. That's all I'm gonna say.
Sometimes you can make sandwiches and be very effective.
You know some people that make sandwiches. Look, fam, every month. Look, if you make sandwiches in Brooklyn, nigga, you know everybody that knows everybody that needs to be known.
Sometimes you can make sandwiches and be very effective.
Matter of fact, how many of y'all niggas in Brooklyn ever thought about that? There's mad sandwich shops and shit. Like, why ain't y'all niggas like, you know what I mean?
Fuck that. How many of you niggas in Brooklyn got that $7,000 from that class action lawsuit from the Fire Festival that Ja Rule had you motherfucking believe you go to fucking make some shit happen?
Is he from Brooklyn?
I don't. Is Ja Rule from Brooklyn? I don't know. Who cares about Ja Rule?
I'm gonna look that up now. I'm gonna look that up now.
What, if Ja Rule's from Brooklyn?
Yeah, because now that's gonna
be.
He said, that's gonna be a was an infraction on a bunch of other niggas that's from
New York. I don't know if he really ever specified where in New York.
Oh no, he from Queens. It's a different place.
Yeah, he from Queens. Yeah, that's why him and Beef.
Oh damn. So, all right, so I don't know, but him and like Nori cool with everybody, so I can't be mad at
Nori. Nori's from what? Queensbridge. So
yeah, Nori's from Queens. Nas is from Queens.
No, Nori's from Queens. Queensbridge and Queens is two different things.
Yeah, no, Nas is from Queensbridge. Nori is not from Queensbridge. My Deep is from Queensbridge.
is what, Left Rack, right?
Left Rack.
That's a fucking apartment building in Queensbridge.
Is it?
Last I checked or heard.
Not sure. I know about Marcy Projects, but I'm not that big of a fan of most
Avengers.
Queens. Yeah. I'm not that much of a fan of niggas from Queens other than Nas, Mobb Deep, and Nori and 50. So yeah.
I always get confused.
And Roxanne Shante, I throw her in there too.
I always get confused with
Matter of fact, I'm missing a couple. I
always get confused with boroughs, so I'm not even gonna go there. All I'm gonna say is rest in peace, DMX. His streams have been up 928% over the last week. So shout out to him and his family. I'm sure y'all gonna see some.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, shout out to all y'all parents and shit like myself who listen to this podcast, who for the first time, like you just didn't feel it was appropriate for you to throw arms on DMX in front of your child until he passed, and he was like, nah, you gotta know the truth. You think
it's a fucking game?
My 4-year-old daughter know about It's Dark and Hell is Hot. I'm just let you know right now, and she know because like I turned it on for her. I was like, you not taking a nap until this whole album off.
Like I told y'all a couple weeks ago.
And you staying in this fucking living room until you hear the whole album twice. And then right after that, you know what I'm saying, we listening to This Is X.
Like I told y'all right after that. Like I told y'all a couple weeks ago, even my mama said, my mom's older than me, you, and probably you listening, nigga, all together. You know what she said to me when DMX was in the hospital on his way up out of here? You know what she said? I ain't know his music, but goddamn it, that nigga was a great actor. And he seemed like he was a good nigga. If you got anything else, she don't even know hip hop like that, so we ain't even gonna speak on how I feel about DMX. That's what my mom said about DMX. And on this podcast, guess what? That means something. So when I say that, I want you to think to yourself, if you've ever been a fan of DMX and know somebody that is a fan of DMX, and ask yourself, is that accurate? And then when you come to the conclusion, I want you to say to yourself, God dang, I ain't know. And then I want you to go hop on there on whatever DSP you hop on. I want you to go stream Fly, fucking COA, and Misunderstood. But I want you to stream every fucking DMX song you can.
So what you're saying is you're trying to be in a playlist with DMX?
No, what I'm saying is I wouldn't be surprised if it happened one day.
You gotta at least get shot once.
Nah, I know. If that was gonna happen, it would have happened by now.
Nah, you gotta be.
Bullet free, nigga.
You don't be outside though. You gotta at least get shot once.
When I was outside, I was outside.
Like, you know what would happen if I in my face ended up palsy like motherfucking Conway and we still did this podcast, nigga? We out of here.
Are we out of here? Or
we out of here.
We out of here. Are we out of here or is
we
out of here?
We the fuck out of here, nigga.
Are we out of here or is your jaw out of here, nigga?
Both, nigga. Like, we out of here, nigga.
Doing a podcast like this,
nigga, you get shot in the head, nigga. You destined for fame, nigga.
Yo, low key. Word to Conway. Word to Conway.
That's it.
I've only ever seen Conway talk like this. So, nigga, when you can rap that fucking hard and your fucking mouth only move like that, that's some crazy shit, bro. So, nigga, just on some side shit, just salute to you. But hey, if you
shout out to the grimiest, yo, like
straight up,
shout out to La Machina, nigga, like this nigga crazy.
But if you and your people ever subscribed or ever bought a ticket for that one thing we all used to know as the Fire Festival, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Go check Hulu and Netflix. Y'all know that Ja Rule and somebody named some little white boy has they've settled on a civil suit, and guess what? Everybody that paid some amount of money got, I think, $7,000. I think everybody involved in the suit got $7,000 back for what they did.
It seems about the price of like the ticket and arrival, and you know.
I mean, when you're talking about probably a few hundred people
pain
or a
and
few
suffering
thousand
and
people,
all that shit.
That's what I'm saying. When you're talking about probably a few hundred people or a few thousand people, yeah, 7,000 a piece. That's probably split up kind of nice. But I don't know what the original ticket was. I don't care what it was. I'm not gonna speculate on it, but I know anything Ja Rule has been or will be involved with, I do not trust and don't want to be any part of other than Dogecoin, because he just jumped on a wave like everybody else. Shout out to the 1,100 Dogecoins I have, and shout out to any of you that are riding it to the moon.
You're gonna go broke. And if Ja Rule needs to make some extra money, you know what I mean?
Hey, if I can turn 300 into fucking 3 million, bitch, you know what I'm doing with that.
I have a plug on Clippers tickets for next season for a 10-game pass. So
I got a plug on Forex, nigga. What you want to do?
Nigga, what the fuck you about to do? Have a baby? You got a plug on Forex. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, that's a conversation for off air, but Jesus Christ, that's a whole other thing. That's for those of you that saw my Instagram story, you know when I said tip top fucking week. You know what I mean? It was a great week for me this week. If you listen to this podcast,
did you go blue? Did you go blue or did you go diamond? You went diamond this week?
What you mean that I go blue or diamond?
Did you hit your diamond record this week?
What? Like music?
On your Forex game.
Bitch, I just paid for it last night, apparently.
Oh shit, nigga.
Wait.
You a broke ass baby mama. You gonna end up in the motherfucking E-class or C-class motherfucking Benz, nigga. You gonna end up in that fucking auntie Benz, nigga.
Wait. I just paid for the info last night, right? The info. The info. I paid for the info last night.
Please explain to me off air what that is. I swear to God, I want to know.
It's exactly what you. Yo, rest in peace, Bernie Madoff, my guy. That was the other shit. Rest in peace, Bernie Madoff. The only nigga that ever make a real scam really work. Nigga, stop playing with me.
Did they ever recover that money that he stole?
They recovered a lot. I think he stole 18 billion. They said they recovered like 17 point something billion of it. So they've recovered most of the money.
So there's a couple $100 million still out there. We can still get that shit.
A couple $100 million to a couple billion, but since he's been locked up, they said that they have kind of like
them shits is probably in gold brick somewhere. We can go get them shits.
But no, for real, rest in peace, Bernie Madoff, dog. That plays into what the fuck we saying, and that was one of mine and my mother's fucking heroes.
You know why I say
Shout
salute
out
to
to the
that?
Jewish
You
hope.
know why I say salute to that? Cause that nigga robbed a whole bunch of motherfucking white people, and that's all that the niggas all we really want to do. Like, shout
Ain't
out to
even no
him.
no 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 don't twist the narrative. We don't want to rob you. We just want you to, you know, see us as people.
Nah, son. Like if I had the ability, because you know what I'm saying. I have a homie. I call him number 2, and yeah, like Austin Powers and shit. Like,
No, I know what you mean. I know
yeah,
what
like
you
I
mean.
was his superior at work and shit, but he was like my man, so he really got shit done. So I called him number 2 because he had the same name as somebody else that worked there. So I was like, you're number 2, like,
I like
but
how
you're
the
my
life.
number 2. You know what I mean? Like straight up. But this nigga has I call a modern day superpower, meaning he has the ability to do like computer shit and like real tech shit. Like he goes to school for that shit. He on a team and shit. Like it's like a whole debate team for motherfuckers to do computer shit and hack and do all that shit. Like he on that like well.
Right.
So I told him, I was like, number 2, have you ever thought that possibly that you could take $1 from every bank account in America across the planet, every routing number, just one.
Yeah, $7
Something,
billion.
yeah.
Or at least 5 billion, because at least 2 billion of them not
Yeah,
owned
but
businesses.
everybody doesn't have bank accounts. But
That's what I said. So at least
yeah,
5 billion,
yeah.
four
So I'm just
billion,
like,
5
you'll be
billion.
about like 4.5
Three for
maybe.
sure. Three for
I'm like,
sure.
something unnoticeable. I was like, how much you, I mean, what do you think you would need to do that? And he was like, well, I'd probably need like a team of like 16 to 18 people, servers, we need some time, this, that, and other. And I was like, so it's doable. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely doable.
And I was like, number 2, are you aware that all
Okay, if
you
you
really
giving
need?
up your dark web fucking heist scheme on the
No,
podcast, please stop.
no, I'm not giving a dark way to high school. But I'm just saying, are you aware that the fact that all you really need to just like really fuck up the whole world is actually just money? Like that's it.
I think any grown
You could
person knows
really
that
fucking take over the whole planet and fuck this shit up right now
if
with
you just
just
had
money.
enough money. Yeah.
Just with a simple fact that you could do some simple shit like take $1 from
Put it like
every
this.
person.
Put it like this. If Jeff Bezos wanted to just
That's
walk outside.
classic.
No, listen. If Jeff Bezos just wanted to walk outside tomorrow, outside of whatever house he lives in LA, which I'm sure it's LA, or somewhere around there, or maybe
He live in
Seattle.
Texas now. No, that's Elon
Jeff
Musk. I'm sorry.
Bezos? Elon just moved to Texas.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Let's say I think Amazon started in Seattle. So let's say Jeff Bezos probably lives in Washington State, right? Jeff Bezos wanted to walk out and he's not even the head of Amazon no more. He appointed another nigga, Jeff something else. That nigga's a fucking cornball compared to Bezos. But let's just
That's the
say
plan, nigga.
Bezos.
You ain't supposed to run your
Right,
same company
right,
forever, nigga. The
right,
fuck you mean?
right. You gotta put the right. Yeah,
Duh.
right. But
I'm trying to
let's
make $1
just
trillion,
say,
nigga. It's
but
like you
let's
got to run
just
this
say,
$1 billion shit
but
while I make $1 trillion.
let's just say I'm Jeff Bezos and I
God
want to
damn, we
walk
gonna
out
be
my
rich.
house. Let's just say I'm Jeff Bezos and I walk out my house on one Saturday morning and I say to myself, hey, wow, it's a great view. I already know where I got all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I've been a nerd his whole life. He just like, let's be
Of course he
honest.
has.
Like, you know what I'm
It
saying?
started
Like,
as
let's
started
be
off as an
honest.
online bookstore.
Let's be honest. He's more of a nerd than anything else. Just like most of the people that we look at as right now, at least, fucking what we consider to be superheroes take from Elon. The whole idea of Iron Man that you know and love
Yeah, it's
in
based
this
on Elon
current
Musk.
generation is based on Elon. Ask Rodney. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop playing.
I was saying, it's like ask that nigga. He based it off
Ask
him. He
Rodney.
studied him.
Ask Rodney.
Like,
So when you Jeff Bezos, and you say, "Hey,
and
I just broke up with my wife."
Elon, just make the Iron Man suit, nigga. Fuck the super tube. Just make the Iron Man suit, nigga. We in this bed.
Wait. I'm Jeff Bezos though. Just made my ex-wife one of the richest women on earth. On earth.
And you still straight. Still
I'm good.
straight.
I ain't even feel it.
Still
I ain't even
straight.
feel it. I ain't even feel
Still
it.
Straight.
I gave her half. I ain't even feel it.
That's the best bulletproof best ever.
I ain't even notice. And guess what? The money's still coming in. I ain't even notice. Stop it.
That's some wild shit where if you looked at your account and be like, yo,
I gotta give you 64 billion.
Wait,
there you go.
What the fuck? What do you mean, sir? Like 16 million just came out of my account today. What the fuck? What is this? Oh, the divorce.
It was the payment.
And it was like,
oh shit.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I've been trying to make sure
today?
that I just know.
That's today?
No, it's some shit where for him it's just like, I just wanted to know where my money was going. Like, I just wanted to just know.
That's what I'm saying. Like his response would be like, that's coming out today. Why didn't you like? But that I thought
like we
good.
It's like we good and shit. But it's like, yo, like put an alert on my phone and my email and shit. Just let me know because that shit just took me off guard. And shit, and I was taking the shit, and I took an extra shit on the shit that I was taking because I was like, "What the fuck did 60 million just go?"
What?
You know what I was gonna buy today? You know what I was gonna buy today?
You know what's funny?
Like, what the fuck?
You know what's funny? I wonder if it. I really, God willing, we ever get any. I just want 1% of it, just a piece of it. If I ever get that fucking far. To where I'm sitting up on the toilet and I get upset that I just lost a few $1 million because I was like, wait, I told her to do that, but I ain't told her, wait, what? And then I get off the toilet and then I go call somebody and they tell me, hey, no, relax, because I was that. Remember, I was that, and then I was that. Oh, okay, cool. When I get to the point that I have more people handling my money than me, I'm not saying that's an achievement, but that's an achievement. Now you choose whether or not how much of your own money you want to handle. But at the same time, I'm one of them people that just like any other nigga that's never had nothing or never had no absorbent amount of money. If I know I'm a billionaire, or if you tell me I'm a billionaire and I see $1 billion everywhere I go and I live in a billionaire lifestyle, you cannot expect me not to call my fucking accountant or my bank at least 3 times a day and say, what's the balance? Oh, you said 5 billion? Okay. Okay. All right. So I don't have to think about. Okay. All right, cool.
No, I'm still doing my own accounting. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm good. I'm
guess
really
what?
great.
Guess what? If you steal from me, I can make it back. I'm not gonna hire you and I can't make it back.
I'm not hiring you, period.
If you got more than a few $100,000, you might want to hire somebody to help you handle your money that you trust. Not somebody just because they know how to handle money, but somebody that you trust.
No, I'll take time out of my day. If it takes me,
that's a real thing too.
Yeah, if it takes me like 6 hours out of my day to make sure that all my finances are in order,
doing my accounting of everything.
My books are good.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I'm doing it. Yeah,
that's peace of mind because
now I know.
Yeah, I know because like what Drake said about Rihanna and shit. What's it Drake that said it? Like I wonder how Rihanna would have felt when she looked at them numbers. Rihanna? Was that Drake?
I said, who else would have said something about Rihanna? What did he say?
But he was talking about when she got money stolen from her, and like I wonder how Rihanna would have felt when she looked at them numbers. I'm trying to fit like who said that.
Probably. I mean, that sounds like a Drake line. I don't know, but that sounds like a Drake line. Who else was that close to?
But anyway, like that would kill my soul. Like if I'm entrusting somebody to, all right, nigga, your job is to watch after my finances while I'm accumulating this money, make sure the shit is all Gucci. I feel sick. Like, yo, no matter, like, even if I'm like, even if I'm billions up, and I just know a nigga took 100 million from me, but it's really it's a
Word to
flesh
DJ
wound.
Mustard. Word to DJ Mustard.
It's
DJ
a
Mustard
flesh
just put a
wound.
bitch
It's
on blast.
like damn,
DJ
like I know
Mustard. DJ
it
Mustard just
hurt.
put a bitch on blast the other day. The other day on Instagram. No, a couple days ago. My bad. A couple days ago on Instagram, DJ Mustard just put a bitch on Instagram. The chick that was supposed to be his personal assistant, for real, and she let them go, or he let her go around saying that she was their stylist, stole like 80 racks from that nigga. And then Mustard put up the text messages talking about some, so really, like with the receipts, like, so you just gonna act like that didn't happen. And then she hit him back talking about some, can we talk about what we got to talk about? And then she like, it's me and you, it's just, oh, it's a private call, it's not me and you. Nigga, if a motherfucker sold fuck a million, fuck 100 million, fuck $1 billion, nigga, just let's be practical right now. Me and you, at the best in our bank accounts, we got between 1 and 10, 500 and $5,000 between the two of us. And that's being generous,
100%.
probably.
Yeah, that's 100%.
That's being generous. But both of us,
that's nice.
we have at least 500 between $5,000 between the two of us.
That's true.
With that being said, if I do some shit like that and I make it seem like, hey, it's this versus you, motherfucker, what else is it to do but to do what the fuck I need to do?
None.
So if you can't understand it, you can't understand it.
Like straight up, in those type of situations, it's like, nigga, you steal money from me for me.
$50,000.
It really don't matter.
$100 million. Fuck $100.
It really don't matter what it is. I can feel more comfortable with it if it's my fault. You know what I'm saying? If it's
no, this is a person. In Mustard's case, this is a person that you
entrusted with the money.
You trusted them, and you gave me your credit card. Cards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Cards, and you ran up a check for yourself.
In his position, it's like, all right, I'm mad, but I put you in that position. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's the first thing. That's the first thing old girl said to him. That's the first, because he showed the text messages. Mustard showed the text message. That's the first thing old girl said to him. She said, "Hey, my greed got a hold of my temptation. I'm sorry. I never meant for none of this to happen, and you know, none of this was like, I'm just sorry because I my greed got the best of me, and I was greedy, and I'm sorry." And Mustard was like, yeah, that's great, but no, she stole like 50. I mean, 50, 80, whatever. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? It was like 50 that she ran up, but it was like, I don't give a fuck what fucking excuse you got. No, I don't care if it's $50. What the fuck?
I say it's a thing for,
if it's not for no, if it's
50,
not
80 racks,
thing,
50, 80 racks for Mustard is
no,
probably,
bro. She went to, like, he showed receipts. Bitch went to Gucci and spent 12,000 on herself. It's not like she went and took the 50 racks and went and put it in the hood or something.
I'm not saying
do that.
I'm saying you took this money from dude, which is Mustard, and you spent it on yourself, but the common denominator in such situation is you thought that it was okay to do this shit because you had a greed problem.
According to you.
According to you. But you were putting, like, it's like, dude threw the money in your face and was like, go spend it? No. Your job was to spend it on shit that you needed it for.
That was it.
Specifically, that is it. Nothing more, no less. Now, Mustard, in my opinion, should have or could have taken it on the chin. Because he way more up than, but principles say,
it's the principle.
But principles say, like, nah, nigga, What the
Because
fuck is
that
we
was his
doing?
whole vibe was like, yo, this is her name. This is what she did. Do not work with her. His whole thing when he put it out and when he was talking about it was blacklisting this bitch because it was like, yo, she said she's this. We hired her to do this. We let her do this. And then she did that. Do not hire this one. And then only thing she could say was, yo, I'm sorry. Can we talk? I'm not like that. Yada yada. I agree. Got the best.
Nah,
Ain't
you
nothing to
like that.
talk about no more.
Yeah,
Ain't
you
nothing to
like
talk
that.
about no
I'm about to
more.
say, what the fuck we talking about? You are like that.
Even
Purr.
if you're not, bitch, you did it to me.
Purr. You like that. You are like that. Matter of fact, persons that is like that. Now I'm thinking about it before we get out of here and shit. D Wade. D Wade bought up pure ownership in the Utah Jazz, and we all know how he is like that, like a parent. You feel me? Like he real open. Like
Probably a
whatever
little
my
more
kid
than
want to do,
yeah.
whatever my kid want to be, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
I mean, is that
support.
being open or is that just I mean, we've touched on that on this podcast, and I'm
It's
not
kind of
afraid
being
to say it.
open because
I'm not afraid to say it again. Is that being open or is that bad parent?
I would say it's being
I
open.
love Gabrielle.
And open
More than
can
I
be
love I
open
love
can be
Dwayne too,
bad
but
parenting
more
to
like
some. But I'm saying open in the sense of you're deferring your own personal belief or thought process on a situation to cater to a specific type of situation that you're unaware of. You know what I'm saying? Like you might not know what it's like to be like, yo, I'm trying to be a girl or I want to transition into being a woman. We can't experience, like, we don't know what that's like. We don't know what that idealism is like.
I
You know
don't
what
know
I'm
what it's
saying?
yeah, most people but that like I said, yeah, that goes for most people. Most people born their gender don't know what it's like to feel like they were born as a different gender. When I say most, I don't mean most, obviously, but I mean most in the sense of like most people that probably consume the type of content you consume and that probably are around you and next to you, whether they know how they feel about it or not. Here's the thing.
Yeah. So we shouldn't be mad at the fucking fact that it's like,
I
yo,
can't
like
discredit you for saying I need to
you
address
you
you
a
this
little
way, and you
wild.
can't discredit me for not fucking knowing or
Right.
caring.
Right. Like you a little wild for this concept or whatever the fuck, but whatever. D Wade, which I'm shouting out D Wade for being like a primary owner in the NBA and being black, period, a person of color, and not the only person since Jordan to do it. And A-Rod. Shout out to him for glowing up on J-Lo. Shout out to him for that. Like, nigga,
Speaking
like,
of
yeah, like, man,
relationships, yeah,
fuck that, yeah,
yeah.
fuck that bitch. Like
Hey,
we out
hey,
here, hey,
hey,
right? Like, we understand.
hey,
I'm not even a Yankees fan, my nigga, but I understand. I fuck with the Mets, so I
hey,
understand you
Rod.
though. I
Guess what?
understand you though. I
Guess what?
understand you.
Since niggas is turning
You
up
gonna
on
lose for a
motherfuckers,
long time, my nigga, but it's all right though.
he got to turn up though. It don't matter. You can take an L as long as in the end you get a W. You see how this light reflecting off my beard right now make it
Nigga,
look like I'm gray? Nah, bitch, it ain't that serious. I just
you
feel
look
this
like
way.
R.A. the Rugged Man. But it's but for A-Rod though, shout out to, like, look, I shout out to this glow up
That was
because of
such a
this.
wash reference, but okay.
Yeah, because he watched too. And
Exactly.
we
More
what?
wash than
Yeah,
us.
yeah. I fuck with his Instagram, but yeah, nigga, you watch, my nigga. You need to sit down.
Nigga said R.A. the rugged man.
The only
Nigga,
nigga that's giving that
Eminem
nigga,
don't even rap about that nigga.
the only nigga that's giving that nigga real plays today is Ron Artest. But
How
and
dare you
he
disrespect me like that?
all right, the Rugged Man was named in his top 5. He actually said. So
That's great. I ain't got
yeah,
shit to
so
do with my top 5 or the top 5 I want to be in.
yeah, but I'm just stating it for those who probably didn't see that that
Most of the
SC
people
special.
listening probably don't know who R.A. the Rugged Man is. Let's just move
Yeah,
on.
it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's pretty
It's
bad.
very niche.
But shout out to A-Rod for that fucking glow up, dog, because like real shit. It's almost like, yo, bitch, if you would have just stuck through it just stuck through the fact that
It's
I was
not like
fucking
I ain't
these
had the
other
bread.
bitches.
Not like I ain't have everything. You just did
All
one.
you had to do is turn a blind eye to the fact that I was fucking these other bitches so you can make $1 billion glow up. But
Why
you
is it a
decided that you did.
problem?
Cause she J-Lo.
I know, but you
She think that
J-Lo.
she think that she the most desirable, but it's not though.
But you not.
It's not though, not no more though.
I'm gonna get
Not
real
no more
Kevin
though.
Samuels real quick. J-Lo is an 8. That nigga said
7.5,
Beyonce was a 7.
7.5.
That nigga said Beyonce was a 7.
I said she was an 8.
Hmm?
Beyonce 8 without makeup. Cause what he said made sense. What he said made sense because it was the way
You talking about the same shit I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, because it was
Okay.
what my man said made sense, which was
We talk about Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, Kevin Samuels on the Joe Budden podcast. Because I saw the the 2-minute clip of that specific spot. And what he was saying what made sense was like, nigga, I'm comparing you as a woman
I would
to
never say
how
Beyonce was an 8.
how you would look when you were just barefaced, you know what I'm saying, in your whole naturalness,
But
like
the
your
same
naturalness.
That's the shit I had a problem with
It's
that he
like if
said.
you attend nigga without having to motherfucking go through 2.5 hours in a motherfucking bathroom getting your dress on and shit and your makeup
That's
together
different. Yeah, that's
and
different.
showering and
It's
shit.
different.
It's like, yo, and that's I told my wife that I'm like, everything that women do is a lie.
Yeah.
Everything that women do is a lie.
Not everything, but most of it.
And it's up to us to depend on whether we want to go roll with the lie or not.
Yeah.
Because it's
you
like,
know how pretty the bitch you wake up
know,
next to every day is or not.
Yeah. You know that then that shawty that you
And you
talking
know
to
if you
is
want her to put
nothing
it
but
on or not.
yeah, it's nothing but 5 foot nothing. But she put on these heels and she motherfucking 5'6". And you cool with that because she got on these motherfucking heels. But you know that she is really little as fuck. You know that, son.
I don't think no guy's worried about his girl being shorter than him. But
No, I'm just saying it's a typical lie that women play on us. Is whether we accept it or not. It's the simplest way.
Depends.
It's the simplest thing. It's the simplest thing. I would say to describe, because it's like my wife is 4'11". When I met her, she had on sneakers. So it was like I had on sneakers too. I knew she was 4'11" from the jump. But if she had on fucking 4-inch heels, 5-inch heels, I wouldn't have looked at her any different. It would have been like, all right, I know you little. I would have just been accepting of the lie because it's something that I would have noticed. Because
I feel like heels is too trivial. Because I feel like every guy accepts a girl in heels. You know she's not the 6 inches that she is when she's talking to you.
Yeah, but it's to some people it's a difference. Like I really don't give a fuck when it comes to heels, because it's like
I don't give a fuck when it comes to anything.
Like, yeah, like because to me it's like, bitch, as long as you can walk in the shit, so I don't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? But I
you ain't even gotta know how to walk in them. Just don't wear them if you don't know how to walk in them.
I know certain people who is like, yo, if you don't got fucking heels on, I ain't fucking with you. Period. Even if it's just even if it's
niggas.
Yeah, even if it's just a 1-inch heel, just something like medium.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
But that plays into the same shit of guys
it's like
only
how
wanting
you
certain
buy
things.
into the lie.
The same shit that they were saying on that episode was that, hey, guys do it same way girls do it. Some girls buy into shit, some guys buy into shit. Question is, and the bat signal I was sending up earlier and even on this podcast was what? Hey, you either make shit work the way you want to work it or you don't. You have the choice, and the other person has a choice. If that person makes a choice to do it and you make the choice not to do it, you're not doing it. If that person makes a choice to do it, you make the choice to do it, and y'all can do it. But if one of y'all switch up, don't be surprised when somebody else switch up.
My whole shit is this.
And even if you don't switch up, just don't be surprised if something happens that is out of the ordinary, because a situation like that you feel like you have to be in is probably already out of the ordinary.
My point is this. If you know what certain people are, what they want to be, or who they might be, don't expect them to be anything different than what they are. You know what I'm saying?
Believe people when they tell you who they are.
DMX said that shit. My mom said that shit in a different way, and I didn't really realize it was like it's the same fucking knowledge. It's if you hoeing, you hoeing. If you're not, you're not. You know what I'm saying? If you cool,
you ain't gotta be hoeing. It ain't about that.
If you cool, you cool. You dope, you dope. You know what I mean?
It's just about being the type of person that's trustworthy.
But it's
like Kevin said, like, yo,
what you.
I hate to be this guy. Kevin Samuels says, yo, can you just communicate with me? Can you be nice?
Check it. I'm gonna tell you this.
I don't know if that's a problem. I don't know if that's a real thing. I don't know if it's not. I'm not saying my girl isn't nice.
For a second. I'm gonna be unmisogynistic for a second because we somewhat sound like it. Somewhat.
No, we definitely sound like we're like being on that side right now.
Men, we lie too. Like our similar lies.
They know.
Our similar
but see,
everyday lies.
Why you gotta say
everyday lies?
Why you gotta say it when you don't have to say it? If you don't have to say it, why?
But I'm saying like everyday lies for me.
Sound like some bitch ass nigga shit.
Niggas can have $0 in their motherfucking bank account, but they got an Auntie Benz, they got white Air Maxes, they got Levi's on, a Polo Ralph Lauren. And no, I'm keeping it down. I'm keeping it down. And a simple ass 1-bedroom fucking condo, and bitches that busting they pussy wide the fuck open because this nigga pop 1, 2, maybe 3 bottles that he gonna have to pay credit on them shits right after you motherfucking leave and he Uber your ass
credit,
home,
baby. Hey. I can afford it. Why not?
You know what I'm saying? Like bitches popping
pussy. That $347 bottle of no, my bad. In the club, that's $647 bottle of fucking Ace of Spades. Guess what I'm charging that on? Look, not my debit card. No.
Look, I'm praying for all these. I'm praying for all these.
And I'm gonna pay it off later.
I'm praying for all these ladies that's fucking these niggas on credit, cause. Yeah, y'all. A
lot of these chicks think they no. Time out. A lot of these chicks is fucking these niggas on. A lot of these chicks fucking niggas on credit and doing shit with a nigga that only got credit is having what they call motherfucking bullshit ass relationships, because you sit up here and you try to make one thing work versus another. I don't know if it's just that I've been a nigga with a plan myself, or if you've been a nigga with a plan yourself and you listen to this show and then you think that for some reason at the end of the day, huh?
Oh Lord.
You think that for some reason at the end of the day, you're gonna get, just a normal reception. It's not always how it works for some reason. Nah. And it's not always how it should work. You look like a bitch if you are acting like that's always how it should work. And I honestly don't see no problem in that, because I think that to a certain degree, yeah, we are forced to do certain things and hold certain things. And I think women are too. They're like they do the same thing in their own way. But if I'm trying to meet you in the middle and you don't want to meet me in the middle, I don't give a fuck what era we in. What do you want to do?
Yeah. And that's where I shall end this podcast, episode 152, Millennials podcast. I am your host.
Did I make that too personal right there?
Yes, you did. And that's why I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break it down. You know what I'm saying? I'm bring you back. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I got to look out after you. You know what I'm saying? We family. You know what I'm saying? I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'm bring you back. I ain't even call.
Hey, I'm just saying this. At the end of the day, you either trust it or you don't. Goddamn it, huh?
AKA Jen Corleone. You know what I'm saying? That's a new one. I actually came up with that one like right then in this moment. Like I'm just golden Jen right Corleone,
now. I kind of like that.
You know what I'm saying? That's that granddaddy.
We gotta get back to the AKAs. We've strayed from where we don't need
to get back to them, nigga. We kind of jacked the move. You feel me?
I mean, but we gotta jack it in our own way.
We Midwest niggas. We jacked everything. We already do. You know what I'm saying? Like let us be let us be that. You know what I mean?
Kind of right.
You know what I mean?
God. Hey, for those of you that didn't know,
oh Lord.
I'm just not. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for those of you that didn't know, you didn't know, but you did know. Guess what? This is episode 152, and I am your host, your co-host, Busy 93. This is your host. God damn it, Jose Ortega, and we are here. We are not queer, and we are going to be back every motherfucking week until you realize that we in your ear to make you do what you need to do when you need to do it by yourself.
Yes, Lord. Right. 153 coming next week and shit, and we should be back in the studio with proper audio and proper visual and shit. But by the way,
shout out to George.
No, don't shout out George. I mean, like, for all of our listeners and shit that are upset about the audio and visual this week, like, what the fuck happened? I'm just letting you know.
And for the listeners. What? Go ahead.
We properly yelled at George.
We did. We made sure George knew that what he did was wrong and wasn't acceptable and will not be acceptable in the forthcoming days and years and months of the thing that we call this podcast, and what is and will always be internationally known to your mother, your father, your great-grandparents, and the grandparents and great-grandparents that precede you as TN2M.
You dig? And the only reason we ain't properly whipped George like the slave that he's supposed to be is because he has value.
I went too far. Jesus.
Jesus. Because he has value.
Went too far.
No, because he has value. Understand value in your entrepreneurship. As a Jim from Podcast Puffy. We out this bitch. Episode 152, 9 Millennial Millennials Podcast on Space Media. We in this bitch. And now we out this bitch. We out.
If you stick around, you know we love it.
You dig.